members of parties Lumumba, those who toppled Kwame Nkrumah, those who killed Nasser, those who killed Muammar Gaddafi, today are coming to teach us about democracy. A country that has been built on a brutal force, on enslavement of other human beings, on the humiliation of Africans, the exploitation of Africans, the plunder of Africa, today is coming to teach us about democracy.
I want to play that small clip. Lana time, yeah, but and that's Dol Azulun. The two names you just said, and that's Dol. Mujayin be Afkar, but a brother and good the guy plays video. In fact, this guy, Kalamutao, I agree with what he was saying, but also I disagree with him because who did he give Chinese? And we cannot replace a chronology with another one. Not that it comes in. But what he was saying was true. As though Lamal is Malek is Tamar Exata. Ukadar was attack. He's the same person who will return and say, "Girl, you know what, girl, I want to tell you about democracy, democracy." Unaz was all that is the one who is talking with Nazida, like those Ubukala Majama, but Naz Somada. Bugolomi, girl, you form a technocratic government, girl, who the technocrats. And the government of technocrat, it is a new government. Hakum nan mutalimin, nan mutalimin ya nan mutalimin shadid da. Wakum de madda nazar omin, madda nazar garin fok dol fi jinubra. So kalam da zar ya brother bedek da kalam saab shoya. Shuf my brother bedek Ustaz Clement and Jamus. Ana ka good. I want Jinub to be led by a brutal leader. Leader who is brutal. Brutal lakin apply ganun because ganun da halal wahed bas the junubin so that they give a good because a good who denkawi from major denkanak wala jamus wala madid wala jib klima anak from gabila anak second in traffic Victoria wala jib garkot somewhere you understand the problem haliyan ya junubin is into wayin umukfi السلام بتاع سلفاكير بس this peace الموجود في تربية في الجنوب ده أفضل سلام بالنسبة لنا because we have nothing better ما نهاية أفضل منه الأفضل منه ما في الأفضل من السلام بتاع رياض مشاهد مع رئيس سلفاكير والعذاب التانين there is no other better than that peace is what we have to go through whether they have made an extension and يوم ده I rejected the extension but what can I do about it I'll extend it as long as it's going to finish. Imagine intakhabat, election butana. Because I think democracy that will define us. Democracy butana nena. What I want, what Jamud want, what South Clement want, and Madid, one another guaranteed they'll train there, you know. Mother Ganum the Jamadol. Ganum Google Rayel Maraji Zoe Babum, Walmar, but I come there. The one in Tana and Nagamoju and Nagama, I'm the mother, Kalman Fash. So yeah, but Madrid, a topic that talk Malian, round table conference is not a solution to the problem of South Sudan. 100%. I agree with that. Round table al Matamadin this is our rebel revolution, this is al Matamadin dole, this is rebel dole. I call them the hotel rebel. Gadim po hotelat. As well nine hotel, una murta would do low what red wine go like I want deal with the fire, I want to be this. And that's all I said. Salva Kiir, I blame Salva Kiir Reis, and I blame him for 2015 SPLM with Jada University. That was about who can feel intisar. Arka Shabi SPLM I order was about to be dismantled completely. It was about to be annihilated. And then Salva Kiir, I don't know who was advising him, but Kalama was all much about peace. المستيك اللي عمل سلفاكير في يوم 26 شهر 8 2020 2015 ده خطأ كبير، لكن ما مشكله خلاص الخطأ ده انتهى. هسه حاليا في حاجه بيقولوا سبتمبر 12 2018 الموجوده، والسلام ده يا جماعه بعد ما ينتهي انتوا يا جنوبين انتوا ما تجي الانتخابات، وانتخابات دول اخي جيب اقول يا اخي، جيب اقول ده كله يكون رئيس، ولا جيب جاموس، ولا جيب مدد، ولا جيب بناشيه، وجيب كلمان يكون رئيس لجنوب السودان. or bring me a member of parliament كوالي بتاع شومبر غزال. انا اكون والي طوالي، انا will implement القوانين الصحيه للولايه، ونجيب رئيس له هدف. رئيس اذا بقى ود جده ولا ود امه ولا جنب بتاع امر خطا ما not involved في قانون. let the rule of justice deal with مجرمين لا ارتكبوا جرائم الاخر البلد ده يسجنوهم. ده رئيس دايرينه. I'm gonna tell you يا ناس يا جنوبين forget about somebody خلاص ده is a gone case. You now you have the right to unite yourself and go to the election بتاع 2024 ده. كده you bring your governor your MPs من للجوز للحكومه القوميه MP لولايه، ويجيب لك counter commissioners and then you lay out your plan and boarding بتاعك خد education تعليم in your education put education بتعليم كهاي one of the right بتاعك you can board on it. Put the farming industry, put Ganudur Gabalia in the boarding command, and when you board those, yes, Al Ganudur Gabalia will be implemented across South Sudan. Ganudur clan will be implemented across South Sudan. Ganun buta farming industrialization using Ganun Gabalia to get Al Majrimin dol become helmet, they become the property of the state. They in type buta Sora you know. And from that departure, you will introduce Ganun buta welfare to University Sudan. Inte zaman shokol ita bakul. Mabru num jan tani. Iza it baga yan uma fi guruj ita balu kaman zata. Gena buta bu mutama for free. You will not worry about child buta the gacha asfalda. Bugara majan bas min sanawula mubtadai lesson will ali. From the primary one, the high school diploma, free with charges. You put this in the paper. These are called your rights. You are entitled to this right. Also, it jibu kalam you it one to kalam tabal bita kalam ta walay bita your resources and the big oil, the big gold, the big mladzada, wala shumda zada. You put your right over there. Wala mango bita walay bita. My shulu saga without hak bita few. This direction in the machine few. Like kalam na so much that sabi fina machine can sort my pop the one to take a picture of the pop. So that they will become in the historical yomda mama btai wala bui btai kan sha pop yomda. Lakini you seen the pop with the wrong case. Ita mashida now ita katal nas you kill people to University Sudan. So suru btai na za da suru pidda me yaki. So ya madid round table ya brother is a gun case. And then waqfi ma salam ya brother. Ya junubin is aindang mo quest kada anzur to the Horn of Africa. To the Horn of Africa. To the Western Africa, and also to the Al-Injazat al-Amula Juan Bitana from Guinea Conakry, Le Mali, the Burkina Faso. They expel Al-Pronsa, Tordo Khalas. The last of the imperialism is no longer going to be there. Kalam Masha. But they zaman sa chanagder namni ampusuna. Chanadgadam al-Amam. Fi Junubda القبائل اليوم أسا قبائل عملوا شو وانا مشيت بس شيروني برما ده أقول اسمه ذاته. الناس دايرين يجيبوا مشاكل في والله بتاعي وانا يقول لكم يوم ده يا جماعة إيه جنوبي داير مرد عشان دمر جنوب السودان وانا عندي قوة في يدي أنا برسل ليسوع المسيح طوالي في بالقانون برسل لريال نكوي على طول برسل لك لنون دين ولا نيكان ده على طول زبق أديان بتاعك. كلام ده يكون واضح. جنوب ده يا جماعه دي السودان ده يا جنوبين ما جو ساكت. وحاليا as we speak الحركه الشعبيه بتاع السودان He's succeeding because our SPLM party was a tool. Is a book Jalaba Zada can use the tool to move forward. So yeah, Madrid, this show is excellent. Mafia I go round table. Round table class inta. Is another azinim shi tiregasa. ما يعملون تشويش بيتكلم في قال انا كنا هنا زمان وزول كان جا وشي الارض بتاعي الاراضي ذات قانون بتاع اراضي جاي. انا مبسوط دي لان for the last 5 years I've been talking about something. هذا بجنوب السودان التعليم بقى مجان. التعليم هسه بقى مجان سنه ده education is free. I give myself a credit wallahi because I've been talking about it for over 5 years. I said Akuma make education free. Because if you make education free, you will extract support from people. الزول المسكين ما كان يفكر بنا جينا بتاع one day بروح مدرسة هسه جينا بتاع ماشي مدرسة for free. For the next 12 years جينا بتاع بكون متعلم خلاص high school diploma. وزول كان فقير كان زول فقير ساكن. وده أننا عايزين we need to raise up الفقير وغنيان كله امشي سوا ما داري فقير جنوب السودان لأنه بالغنيان. So ده أنا بقول لكم جنوب السودان thank you for making education as a free for كل طفل جنوبي في جنوب السودان. ده كلام مليان وده كله جزء بتاع اداب بتاع صوت حركه الشعبيه اللي ترى السودان. يا جماعه we must liberate our mind ده العقل ده هو صح. المايند ده هسه جنت والله جنت هسه بتدي سوا هسه قاعد تكتب كتابه كتب حاجه. she's writing book هسه جنت ده how she smart she is في جنوب السودان. اطفال ده زمان مدرسه for free. والله I swear to God بعد 20 سنه بس ما الطيارات في جنوبنا طيارات حربيه وطيارات بتاع المواصلات كله وبعمل اسرع نوويه كمان. انا دايرين سلاح في الجنوب ده دايرين ناكل نقول شبعانين وتعليم موجود والسلاح في سنزا ادو قل راسه نطقه براسه. انا اقول انا ما عندي رامه والله اذا عندي سلاح نووي ده ام بدو لا ادو بتاعي مو جنوب زي لكن ادو ولتاني ده والحركه الشعبيه يا مدد اس بي ال ام ده very soon we're going to make a show to support وزير الدفاع الجديد ده the new defense minister شولتون بالوك ده
Alok,
الزول
yep.
بالوك ده نقول له يا اخوي طالما جابوك ما جابوك ساكت. سلفا كير شعبك لانه you are very strong commander. You are very strong believer في هدف بتاع صوره. الجيش ده ازرع الجيش ازرع ما دايرين جيش يكون ينوم جان تاني. وجينا بتاع بعد ما شيء مدرسة for free because the كي now become free in South Sudan. ورسالة ده يوصل لأكثر منطقة في حدود جنوب السودان. ده نقول وزير الدفاع الجديد ده لأن بعدين في in his resume إذا عمل الكلام ده الجيش يزرعوا ومزارع ده كله يزرعوا فيه ونعمل يكبر للي ريبس ده ما يكون في نزرع كل حاجة فنجوز توماتو whatever vegetarian food عشان جاي يكون مليان يعمل جاي يدوم التريننج يلعب جيم كمان يكون سترونج واكل فيه ودواء فيه ده انجازات وده كله هدف. I believe الزول جابوه في الزمن ده for هدف مهم ويعمل ده وما نعمل شو يوم تاني نتكلم معه ندو ادفايس وندو سبورت كمان يا جنوبين. انا اقول ده I believe في هدف بتاع SPLM. الحركه الشعبيه اللي ترى السودان جاب هوريه للشعب الجنوبي بنقول كتنا انفسنا because there was a poor leadership بتاعكم لجنوب السودان. but الحركه الشعبيه جاب الوعيه هسه حاليا الناس في زول انا في حدود مصر قاعد يتكلم قال داير انفصال في السودان القديم. انا في حدود بتاع مصر داير انفصال داير انفصل. الحركه الشعبيه ما كان شاكل الهوريه ده this freedom ده كان جا من وين؟ because SPLM ده he opened the people eyes. Now they are talking. They want their freedom. So and then نقول لكم يا أخي those who say believe in that SPLM ده كلهم ماركة شعبي ده they yet قوي. Yes, our leaders ده they fail us. ما ده لو كلام. ناس البكير ده they fail us. لكن now they are trying to do it right. But that, there's nothing called it's too late. Whatever that went wrong has went wrong. But now we need to do it right. To do it right, الفولس الصح يعملوها يا جماعة. So يا اخواني انا مبسوط شديد يا مدد. I will be in charge of your show until 2 p.m. But that before I leave, I will tell you to bring someone else to be in charge. I yield back the mic. I think the Madid, you want to add something before I move the mic to Clement?
No, no, you go ahead and move the line. So let the guys speak. Yep.
Kalam Jamil, Ustaz Clement Fadal.
Thank you so much, Maulana Agot. Medit, Medit. Uh,
Greeting,
may-
greeting, Uncle Kalaman.
greetings to you. Long time, you
A
know.
long time indeed.
Uh, Bashir or Bashir, and then Jamus is there, General, and then all Muslim listeners. You see, conference, Taban Egypt round table conference. This is old idea for us as South Sudanese, and then our politicians being doing that. You see, and then like specifically, I want to talk about this round table. Why is not going to be successful? You see, because from the beginning of it, it is failure, and then just I want to explain something why they're going to be failure. And and number two, our brothers and sisters or leaders in Soma, you see, their message is not consistent. They change it from time to time. You see, because the idea, the agenda was like a root cause. From there, they jump to round table. From there, they will jump to divide people of South Sudan in tribalism line. You see, they're prolonging basic situation for our people, for suffering of South Sudan. Let us be very clear, you know. And that's the truth. The message is not very clear. And then I don't see they will achieve anything good for now, at least for now, in South Sudan. And again, we are reaching, we are going forward to election. Let them go campaign. And then I don't know really sometimes I ask myself, why they don't want to join Victoria Machine? Because that was the cause of problem. And then everything was written in those agreement. What is the new that they're gonna bring? Is it Ramtable? But let them go do Ramtable with Juba. You see? And then let me come to my idea why this Ramtable will be failure. And then prolonging suffering for people of South Sudan. You see, because you want to go have round table with somebody that, and then you raise issue of the technocratic government or a Berian government. It means that you want to go negotiate with somebody, you want to drive him off of the power. If you put me in that situation, or put everybody in that situation, you want to come negotiate with me, so that you want to drive me off of power with no reason. Do you think I will agree with you? Common sense. Common sense. Do you think government, if it is kid or young person, will agree with them? As is no. It is total failure. Because you cannot negotiate with somebody and then you want to drive him out. What's the compromise here? And if it could be these ideas of Ram Table, just South Sudanese, they want to come sit together, solve their problem. You see? It's totally different than you want to come with ideas of Ram Table, you engineer the way that you want to negotiate, and then you want to drive this sitting government. It is national government, you see? And then election is coming. Common sense, I don't know how this one gonna work. Because people prepare themselves, they want to elect their leaders. And then you want to come make mess up in the country. You want to drive even those in the power by force. Then you don't respect even this agreement. You don't respect people. I mean peace for the people of South Sudan. So our brothers and sisters in Soma, they need to change the strategy. You see, instead dividing, make it division among people of South Sudan, tribalism line. They have to come with very clear agenda. And this agenda of like root cause. This agenda of Dr. Riek Machar. And then there's somebody who for this agenda is in Juba. Then why we should continue to stick in this agenda root cause, root cause. Root cause been solved. And there was signed agreement 2018. Why we still want to stick with something already became history. You see? And then for new thing for them, it is a round table. Round table is not gonna work. For reason and the females and reason I mentioned, it will not go. Because everything I see with my brother and sister in Soma, they attempt everything, result of this failure. Because they attempt to divide us as South Sudanese as tribalism line.
This is Dinka, this is Nuer Shuru, this is Equatorial, drops in Equatorial. It won't, it's turn against them. So Roundtable will turn against them. I have no any bad feeling against them, but the politics, I don't like it. Because the agenda is not clear. They have to come with very clear agenda. You see? If they cannot, let them go join Victoria Machar. I don't know why they refuse it. And then they start campaign for us to look something else. We cannot, just moving to the same circle. Yeah, we want to state building. We want to nation building. South Sudan need a lot of things. When we should be continue fighting, unnecessary fight. You see, this way I see Roundtable is not going to work. They have to come with another strategy, but I don't know for how long. They have to sign peace. They have to go back home, campaign. If they want to go campaign, they want to go stay in hotel, enjoy. This, you know, that is it, because there's nothing agenda for me. I was suspect with it. That there's a IO. This piece of Aquana is this. There'll be no another piece like this one, at least for now, because everything is mentioned in this piece. That then we want to complicate situation for ourselves. So my brothers and sisters, my brothers, actually, I will stop here, and I will thank you all of you.
Thank you, Clement. Kalam quiz. Jamus for Jamus, your time.
Uh, right. Shukran na Emperor Agwadu Badin Ustaz Madid Benachai, Uncle Kalaman, um, General Ben Benachai, Robin, Hul, and those who are listening. I greet you as well. Uh, Agwad Kalamak fi mahalo ya Bany. Uh, Badin, I thank Comrade Madid for opening this room um, regarding this round table uh, conference. Um, First, I want to say yes, the title is good, actually makes sense. And we have heard also from those who are pushing for this round table yesterday with the room over 400 plus. And that's the thing. Uh, they come around and push this, and they talk and they talk and they talk and suggest different things, but always going to say round table, let's go do this. And this is not going to work, and we all know this. Yesterday I tried to make it up to the podium so I can ask Pagan uh, and see what he's going to say about it. But I think there are individuals up there knows that to avoid me because I'm going to ask question, and that would force them to say something that they shouldn't be saying. But that would not leave them with option but to answer or otherwise decline, and that would not look good for you claiming to be a leader, especially for Pagan. Um, First, I'm gonna start with the clip that you played of what as regard to the democracy that these people are trying to push upon us. Basically, uh, the audio is true. That is correct. Those people making a strong claim based on facts. Actually, how do these people are coming to us in these African countries and try to push democracy on the people with this agenda of accepting homosexuality? And I've said that before I opened rooms as to why Pope was coming to South Sudan, and people think that it's because of peace. I think that South Sudanese are still deep in matrix. They need to wake up and realize something. That's not something that can be taught in school. It's something that you just have to make sense out of what is being pushed on you, and put two and two together, and you can see your own result there. Um, Democracy, to be honest, is an illusion. Democracy is an illusion, and I see a lot of people here in the clubhouse think that democracy is going to save South Sudan. It's not. It is only if we put a law in place and apply it to us as people of South Sudan, then we have a rule of governance. But also, like a God said, we have this little piece we have to work with our president. We have to help and be part of the solution and let this play out. And then our opportunity will come whereby we all will have to elect our leader, okay, with a fair and free election and choose who we want rather than just making all these noise and creating so many problems that we are not going to be able to get ourselves out of it. And we know we are very tribalistic people, okay. وده حاجة قبل أخونا أقول قاعد بقول إنه when you elect someone you elect, you know, people elect are elected because they are from here, because they are from here, because they are from your tribe, because you know all of this. See, these are the things that the the root of our problems, okay. And then but what I want to say here regarding this round table is these are the same individuals in 2013 where the root of all problems started. These are the same group that you so called G10, Alfogunas Paganda. These are the same people. When you ask what happened in 2013, they will turn around and tell you it's power struggle. Well, when you investigate, they're going to say, oh no, it wasn't that. It was the problem caused by the G10. Woman, the same Nas Pagandel. Al Nazir were part of their party right now. These are the same group of people are pointing finger 24/7 in the clubhouse towards those who are in J1, calling them club, calling them haramia, calling them people who like to loot and steal money and killing people and murderers, and they want justice. They want hybrid court. I don't know how they are going to escape that, and they are part of it. You want to kill your leaders. Well, take a good look at the West that you always say you want America to come and help you in South Sudan. Ask yourself, when was the last time America put their leader in a court dock? Never. In 2001, when they announced that war on terror and went and terrorized people in Iraq, what happened? You got a lot of Americans right now that they withdrew themselves from the armed forces. They figured out was all bullshit. This is rich people war. That was a false war. And what did they do? Saddam was killed. We brought to their people and they killed their own leader. And Iraq actually was better off before that. Saddam wasn't no terrorist. He was fighting terrorists himself. Then what happened? They brought to Barack Obama and killed Gaddafi. While Gaddafi was fixing Africa entirely. But it was a threat to the West also. There is a terrorist problem in Libya. And they had to go there and kill Gaddafi. The same people you are here calling them that they are bringing democracy to you. You are very delusional. Into South Sudanese, you are very delusional people. You want democracy that you don't understand what it is. You want a brutal leader, that's what you want. A leader bedugnas, talaga, electric, whatever, lethal injection, all of it. So everybody will fall in line. And nobody was going to rebel by that time. When you get such a brutal leader. How you think Umar ran South Sudan for 30 years? Umar Bashir da, he was a brutal leader. Finance with a round table, these are the same people who caused problem in 2013, and they are the ones escaping it right now and want you to fall in their agenda. The only thing we got is to unite ourselves, accept ourselves, and work with the government that we have right now. We have something better than nothing.
And how do you, being a problem, you going to the people who caused the problem in the first place to solve the problem that you was a part of it in the first place? How do you do that? Manas Al Jitan, they were the cause of the problem in the first place. And now they're going to the Rome, who is part of your problem, to solve the problem that you was a part of it. I think roundtable conference is something that is not going to work. Democracy that we are seeking is an illusion. Put it out. Unity is the only weapon we got. And to work with what we have and make it something better. And you guys are seeing in the clubhouse, those with tribal mind, for example, when they see Aulad Betanwer Fata room, you got some from Equatoria going to jump in that room and try to say, oh, you guys was killed in 2013, because they want the other tribe to still keep uniting against one another. Well, go ahead, tear down your government, tear down everything that you have, and see what happens. Like Dr. John said before in his speech, that Sudan will never be the same. That will apply to South Sudan. South Sudan will never be the same again if we continue down this path. We will be losers of 21st century, and we will be slaves in our own land. And this time the colonial is coming back very smart and intelligently. I'll stop here. Thank you, Comrade Agud and Madit, and the rest of you. I'm not going to take time from the others. I yield my time back to you. Thank you very much.
Yes, I just want to say thank you to Jamus and Uncle Kalaman. Yeah, I 100% agree with them. This opposition Soma group, the way they are doing their politics in social media, especially in Clubhouse, it divided us all, divided. So tribalism politics is not. It's not a way that you can campaign and see that you will get support. So you are even divided as father. And the problem, you cannot even solve the conflict between in the community. And Jamus put it very well, because these people, that same people that are the part of the problem of 2013. If you can recall 2013 war, before the war break out, you see that confidence that they did before they start shooting each other. John Pakan was there, all of these leaders, they were there. They were cooking this war. They were there. So I don't know why they become now. They are good people. And then the people that, and the other part are bad people, and they think that they will bring change. Which change they will bring, and they are the part of the problem. So if they want, they should stay away and let the new people come in. And the way we change these leaders is an election, because the war is not going to work, or round table, the prison is not going to work. You cannot call a round table while you are in exile, you see, and you think that you mobilize South Sudanese diaspora, especially in Western country, and you think that these are your people will support you around table. If you want to compare your political, this is the time right now. Is the time from now to 2024. It's a time for you to go back to South Sudan, register your party, and then mobilize their grassroots and campaign. What will you do differently than SPLIG and SPLIO? You see? So, but now they think that they were running their campaign outside, and that's not going to work. So I just want to say thank you, Kalaman. I don't want to talk too much because there are a lot of people are in the room. I know Robin, Robinson. I see that. So thank you, Jamus. So move the line of what thing.
You gonna Yamus yeah also Madit Tarab Madit الناس دول اصلا الناس دول عمل برنامج they plan بتاع 2013 it was a coup war. It was very coup. And now they want to come back to power using Kalam Farag Utama Buguruda. Ugadi also in the poor and domicile. Ugadi from Hotelat in the in the stolen money houses. Zuma azin takhir sa They need to sign that damn peace. We are not machine to rabat. But the way they want to come in now, the number food. That's why I played that video. Jamu, thank you. We cannot replace imperialists with another imperialist. It will never happen. Usalam mawjuda, let's salam in the area. Wana nugulokum ya junubin. El Gabalin dol Tegul Gal Barkazal used to be this guy. Wallahi lazim. Al Ghanuna Jaida, you will only own infrastructure that was given to you. Other than that, you don't own nothing in University Sudan. The land will be declared belong to the government, while more than all community will have the power of veto. And five states will agree on it, and that's how it's going to be. Mita gulena gal this gal bel da jide gumbare bel da jide shil marasak manasa. Fadal ya Benachai.
Yeah. Madid, thank you. Agwad, thank you. Kalman, Yamus, Jorol, Ashwin, Robertson, and those who are down there. I greet you all. Madid, thank you so much. I always, when I see you, I remember your late mother. She's a good mother,
Thank
and she fought a lot for this country. And this is what you are doing too. Your mother know a lot of songs from Mormor to Mabal. I remember when I was in Kakuma, she sit and sang the song of the SPLA, Mabal Pose. Mabal was taken.
الراجل ما بذكره امه يا زول ده عادات تانية.
Yazol. Her mother did good things. We need to consider ladies.
Yeah, absolutely. My mom raised me, man.
Mother,
That's really.
yeah, General, I'm not lying. She did good things. And that's what Madid doing now. In SPLA, there are women who fought that hurt than men. There is Katibanat. They went to front line. They fought. We need to consider them. And this is what I would like to say to Madid. Because her mother, I know her. And they were taken around to all corners of southern Sudan. Mabal Post from Barkazal. And they fought. They did not refuse to say that we are not going to Equatoria to fight Arab. They did not refuse to go to Afal now. And they are from one region. And they fought. This is the facts. Yeah, John. Come to the topic, Madid. You are right. Those who claim a round table are those criminals who loot our money and run away with them. And they try to fool us outside here, talking around table. And they are part of this corruption they have done. They are part of it. If you look Thomas, he did it. He's the corrupt leader. If you see Pagana Mom, he did it too. We all know. We are not a kid no more. We are intellectuals. We went to school. We know everything behind this round table. For me, when I see people claiming that we need two armies in the country, which is happening when Riek signed the peace with Salva Kiir, this is totally wrong. The commander-in-chief should be a president. And there's no two army in one country. So nothing. And they're trying to copy John Garang. And John Garang war is the difference with our war in South. Different totally. These things, our fellow Southern Sudan need to avoid it. If you fought the government and you sign the peace and you're coming in, there's only one commander-in-chief, which is president. There's no need to in the country. And I blame our president. For example, if you work in warehouse and you are supervisor and you don't discipline, those who make mistake in warehouse. They all do the same, and they will come in your necks. And this is what happened to Salva Kiir. He don't even display those soldiers and CSC Betadina command. Someone took a money and killed our own innocent. And when he came back, he get big position. What does it mean? This is wrong totally. We need our president to wake up like what he did last week when he went to Barkazal, visited all the state of Barkazal. We need him also to go to Alania, no matter what. We need him also to go around Equatoria to witness the whole divisions. There's no division, Ajamana. Our soldiers, they are all left. If enemy come today, it will capture northern Barkazal or Afanal. Leave these people. He choose the right things to move around, and he choose the right person. I'm glad today. Cholton was the man of his own word. And he is a man who fought a lot of war in southern Sudan, regardless of what tribe he came from. He's nationalist. Without Salva Kiir, he will do better. Salva Kiir can go anywhere and he will not have doubt. He will not complain. He will not worry of what happened behind him. I'm very glad, Usas Agud. I'm proud of you also. You always like me. If I become a president, I will not give an inch to those who try to destroy my people. I will arrest them and I will tell them to the court and I will discipline them, not to reward them like Salva Kiir did. Salva Kiir is a very soft leader. And I always said, if Salva Kiir will not fix Southern Sudan, who's going to fix it? Because Salva Kiir is a soldier himself and he have a lot of support since we were in the bush. If he did not fix this, who's going to fix it? None of them will not fix it unless somebody came from nowhere can fix Southern Sudan, but not those who are working the government. We have seen them, how they corrupted. We have seen them, what they say. Gal, al-jej kulu, ekun jej beta tribe, emiship yajere, emiship jej beta national, kalam deke. If I don't want to be a soldier, I'm from Denga. Do you force me to go there because of my tribe? No. The national soldier are poor country, no matter where they came from. And you have heard so many things they have said. In one tribe called Denga, I'm Denga. But if I work in the government, I'm not Denga. I work for all Southern Sudan. And these people, what they have created in social media is damage our country. Tribe. There's nobody didn't fight. There's no tribe that can be judged. He did not play his part in war of Southern Sudan. We all fought. And our brother from Khartoum also, they are our brothers. We fought for them. We cannot say that we don't want them. They are South Sudanese. In fact, those who are died, they died for them. They died for them. And they have their relatives who participate in the war. So I will end over here, but I'm very happy. I'm going to celebrate Sultan This is one of my friends, and I know him physically. He did fought a lot, and he did have disagree with Salva Kiir. He's the man for his. Sorry, someone called me. General, I know you said that someone should not be praised by mother, but when we fought the war of Southern Sudan, we have seen, you yourself, Agirgum, he helped when our soldiers are being shot because they committed adultery. He helped a lot. And these are soldiers from one side, and we know. So our women, they fought the war of Southern Sudan. We have to acknowledge them. And thank you, guys. It is a good topic. Go ahead.
I thank you, Binajai. General Kartas.
Yeah, good. At
Guru
first,
المجرم
allow
أسمع قاعد
me.
أقول guru المجرم تفضل.
لا انت انت مجرم نافع. انت ما هنا ده. انت مجرم كويس يعني. At first, I would like to send my greeting to all of you, both up here and down. I must say that there are some of us who assume that intellectual level to the point that they can say that the democratic is illusion in the world, and that's so sad. Uh, you don't have a paper position if you're being cornered by other intellectual academians to prove your point. You will not. You will go, oh, I don't mean it, because it is a very big claim for somebody to say that the democratic in the world is illusion. That is very. It is a heresy to say the least, because you don't have any field of study to say that, and you don't have any proof to say that the democratic is illusion. That by itself is nothing but being crazy. Uh, when it comes to round table, you can the famous English proverbs or saying says that you can judge book by its cover. You have to read it, digest it, and then you will know exactly what is in that book. Look, my position is very clear. As individual, my own views, my own perspective is that the problem is not that the round table is not good, but the problem is you got someone who don't even value anything agreement. Okay, you got somebody sitting in J1 who don't value anything agreement. Okay, and even if you sign a round table, he's going to destroy it. He only chooses what is good for him and threw out what is not good for him. That's the sad story. Look, if you can, he's literally just murdering the peace agreement in your face, Junubin. The IG gangs are not good people. They don't even value their agreement with individual agreement with marriages. They don't value it. Leave alone the agreement. These people, the IG members, the IG government, they're not people you can agree with them. You agree today, even if you buy something to them, make sure that you will take the money and tonight you will come and say, you did not buy this for me. Because agreement is worth trust. You have to trust agreement. If I agree with you, you do this, you need to trust. But these people, they're literally people who are hypocrites. They're a bunch of hypocrites. They're not people to be trusted. Look, I don't buy into a round table thing, because what is the round table for? Because the folks in roundabout talks or round table, they should take an example of this. In front of us, there is arses. And who is destroying the arses? The very person we are recalling. Here in the round table is just you are calling. You're calling somebody to come. He may come, he may not come. But in agreement, there is a mechanism used so that both warring parties can come to agreement and agree on something. Now, which one is strong? If I pose this question to all of you here, you will agree with me that the arses were actually stronger than this. The arses was stronger, but yet the person in the room, the IG gangs, they're destroying it because they know it is not their favor. It is not their favor. There are those. The IG is already in the wake of destroying the arses for good. In the eyes of South Sudanese, in the eyes of international community, okay? But here they speak louder. They speak louder, and those who are psychopaths of IG here is supporting that.
That's
Oh,
my, give me 1 second, but 1 second. Before you finish, I want to play to you a clip, and then you can complete. Is it okay with you? Just hold there, let me play for you, sir. Because your accusation
go,
is very
go,
big.
go ahead. Go ahead. I have no problem with. Go ahead.
A country that supported the colonial
Proper.
regime in South Africa, the white racist minority regime in Zimbabwe, now Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, the Portuguese colonial government in Mozambique, in Angola, in Guinea-Bissau, and Cape Verde. Today is coming to Africa to teach us about democracy. The country that has toppled so many governments in Africa, that has led so many coups in Africa and other parts of the world, a country that has killed so many of our leaders in Africa and other parts of the world, the killers of Patrice Lumumba, those who toppled Kwame Nkrumah, those who killed Nasser, those who killed Muammar Gaddafi, today are coming to teach us about democracy. A country that has been built on brutal force, on enslavement of other human beings, on the humiliation of Africans, the exploitation of Africans, the plunder of Africa, today is coming to teach us about democracy.
Go ahead. Go ahead. In the 3 minutes. That's where it came from. So don't accuse Jamus.
No, I have 5 minutes because
Go
you
ahead.
stopped me. I have 5 minutes.
Go ahead.
Again, Agwed, in order for you to establish yourself, you don't need to worry about other people. Okay? Because what is the difference makes if Gaddafi is being killed by West? In wake of 2013 alone, we killed 400,000 by ourselves. Is that a Western world killing us? Of course not. It is us. It is us who kill ourselves. So the problem is not outside. The problem is we must accept ourselves first. We must know what we want in the world. If our problem is not the West, West might be contributing to ours, especially in the issue of South Sudan. The Western world is not our problem. Our problem is Agwad, plus Jibril, plus this Jamus, and others. We are the problem. If we want to solve our problem, let's do it. Okay? And instead of you playing this video, it has no connection with us. Our problem is ours. We create it, we own it. Okay? Now, let's go back to round table. Round table is not a bad idea. But the thing is, the folks in the round table must know that the man in J1 will destroy it. The man in J1, he only chooses whatever suits him. He only chooses whatever good for him, and the rest to the garbage bin. Now, the round table thing, you have the similar idea. Maybe the words are different, but the concept is still the same. The concept is still the same. It says national dialogue. National dialogue was there, and guess what? National dialogue went round to the people of South Sudan and come back to the president. Who is now sleeping on it? It is the van in J1 and the gangs of IG. They are the one who is sleeping on it. Do they accept the finding? The finding of people of South Sudan said one thing, that the two leaders must go out, must exit. In the simple term, they might go out, or they might leave, or they can exit. Did they exit? No. Now, round table, you are going to beg Salva Kiir to come to table, and the IG members to come to table. Do you think that they will come? They will not come. So it is just a waste of time. To me, personally, I see it's a waste of time, a waste of good words, a waste of writing, but the man in the room will not listen. And the folks in the IG, they're not going to listen. They can change whoever they want. Look, the issue of the of the defense minister. You know, Dr. Riak, if I were in his position, I wish I was in position of Dr. Riak. I will walk out completely from the peace. Right now, I will walk out. Even if I was jail, I will walk out. I don't need peace unless this demand of mine is being met. Then I will talk peace. I will not. Even they arrest me, I will be arrested. I will not. Dr. Riak, in this case, is silent. Is a problem to people of South Sudan. I'm talking as Jibril. Is silent, not to respond. The Southerners have the right to say the man is sleeping. See, the peace is dying and he's there. He's not even walking out from the government. If I were him,
You're 1 minute,
oh,
1 minute left, 1 minute.
yes, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. If I was Dr. Riak, I will walk out from the government. I will stop. I will cease participation in the government. Okay? To send a signal that what you are doing, I'm not okay. Okay? And then the Southerners, those who are non-signatory opposition group, they will join me. But him being there, and Angelina is removed, and Speaker of the Parliament in Jungle also removed, it's only remain him to be removed. Because these gangs of the IG, they are
Thank you.
not playing games.
Shukran akui, thank you. Thank you. Jabril طبعا انت زول بتاع اسفل ما وزول بتاع ده قاعد هناك في حكومه وقاعد ياكل اكل كتير مش باربات كتير, so I don't know what to talk about here. The good news that you disagree.
No, it's not. It's, you know, good. Morgan Segar.
Jibril, please, I can let the kalam
Can you go let kalam da? Morgan Segar and Mankano fighting Robert Mugabe. He ended up his life. Dr. Machar, if I were in his position, I will challenge Salva Kiir in daylight. But I'm not participating in the government.
Shukran. Jabril, Young Machar tried twice. He knows what he's doing over there because Al Chokola Maha Yasila, brother. He's good now, Ubi Salam. The good thing you need to do, resign from the Young Machar because you cannot criticize him while you are serving under him. Furtherly, Ashwil, go ahead.
انا بتكلم مستوى انا جنوبي يا زول ما تخليني نقول كلام ثاني
كلام جميل. اشويل ده قاعد اشويل ده في فضل فلوس ده بتاعك.
انا في
you take over here.
All right. Shukran ya jama. Agud and Madid, the moderators, and our fellow the podium here, Kalaman, Jamus, Binachai, General Robinsons, Tofik, Akej, Shell One, Jacob, and Nazarleen. I can say that name.
Nasruddin.
Assalamu alaikum.
Malaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Alhamdulillah. Let me go direct to the topic. Roundtable conference is not the solution for solving problems of South Sudan. I agree. The reason I agree is not that the round table is a bad thing. Or, put it in another word, is national dialogue. That's kind of the same. And my problem is the round table, if it's set in Juba, and we all go to Juba, whoever want to contribute or whoever want to do the round table in Juba, I will agree with it. But because we hear stuff about the people that initiate the round table, because we know it's not something secret. What they are saying and what their demands. It's not the dialogue, the problem is what you demand. Just like what happened to Rome agreement. The demand are not put there to be implemented. Just similar to the agreement that the South Sudan is holding right now. You know why it's not completed altogether? Because it's difficult. Everybody look at something that if he agreed to it or if he implemented it, is hanging himself. It's like suicide. For example, محاكمة الدولي الناس بمشي فوق ده. That's part of the agreement. That part of the agreement, before we even to go to election, according to the agreement, people should reconcile. But before people reconcile, those people who committed atrocities should be arrested, should go to court and defend themselves before everything happened. What in hell that you asking somebody who have the powers to do anything what he want to do and say, okay, put your neck here. This is Abel Bujibu. Who's stupid? And then when these people say no, those ideologies and their round table or their Okuma you change, they want to enforce that. And if the Okuma fail to enforce that, oh, it's a problem. And look at this. Finas, those who are not part of the agreement in any form of change in South Sudan right now, IO plus IG and other parties to the agreement are doing their agreement. Whatever implemented and whatever not implemented. You know who's crying right now? Those who make it difficult and bring out points and try to point fingers and stuff are those who did not sign. Those who are not part of the agreement. You are not part of it. Why do you have to criticize it? You don't want it all together. Why now do you want to criticize? Why do you want to criticize one side? Why do you want to agree to one? And all of a sudden tomorrow you turn around and you believe. Like people who, I'm sorry, my friend General, but telling Riek Machar sitting in the agreement to say to walk out or walk away from the agreement. What are you doing then? So
yeah, that's the leverage. That's the leverage. If agreement is not implemented, I will walk out to send a signal.
Okay, that's true for you. What about why do people who are not part of the agreement, like the Rome peace agreement individuals, why is it a big deal for them to open the room every day, criticize Riek, criticize IG, and criticize more people? I mean, criticize more IO, calling them this. Why do you go there? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why don't you fight? You fight. So you want someone else to fight for you? If you want to fight, why don't you pick a gun like those who are fighting right now? And just don't be crying. The people need to go back to South Sudan. You want to be a president, you cannot be a president in a diaspora. You cannot campaign in a diaspora. That's destruction. You're not telling the truth. Go there, talk to the people, go to the market, go to where people are and tell them, if you elect me, I'm going to do this for you and this for you and this for you. The government is not going to kill you because you are campaigning. No. How many people are there and nobody killed them? Because maybe some people get killed for some other reasons. But Lamakol, it's been there forever. It's disagreeing with the whatever so far. Who killed Lamakol? Nobody. Riek Machar, although he pick up the gun and all that, is vulnerable now in Juba. Who killed him? Nobody. Although he can disagree, he can do this. Now people say, oh, he's arrested and all that. It's none of their business. If he let himself to be arrested, well, fine, and well, why do you complain about it? So those of round table, those people who want people to fight, where the eggs? In the kitchen. Where in the kitchen? Up. Up where? The table. On the stove. Sorry, guys. So.
Hard work that brother Chulwela Chiju pay will back the General Jabril get to Tofik.
Okay, let me finish. I have one point to make. Although I got interrupted, but yes, my last point to make is, Jama, nobody agree Gal Salva Kiir Yukun president forever. No. Lucky, why we don't have a new face that want to change? Because everybody that is in here are old faces. The national country hukuma, those who were there already, what new they're gonna bring to us? They were there, they looted the money, and you can tell they are outside. They have houses, they have these. The bare soldiers there, can they be able to make it out and survive in this country? I mean, in diaspora? No, they cannot. So those who turn around and try to bring UN in, first, that's the point that I want to get to. UN, any country that have a lot of UN on the ground, well, the United States on the ground, they never prosper. Never. Tell me one of the countries. And I will tell you a donkey that have horn. All these, any country that invite foreigners to help out in the fight or on this, they always
was having UN and is still proper.
What?
Anyway.
The UN was in Kosovo. The UN was in Kosovo in the 90s. And it's still now Kosovo.
That I should finish in 1 minute. Finish 1 minute. Yeah.
Okay, let me finish anyway. But these people are the same faces. So I don't trust them. They cannot come with anything new. They just want position. The fighting, Sudan here now, they're fighting. They're opposition. I mean positions. The people just want positions. That's all. We want a leader that can put all this out together. A brutal, like a good say, or whoever talks before me, Jamus. And you will want a leader, Mabia. Salva Kiir is too weak to lead Junuba Sudan because Junuba Sudan then has into Gurun. You have to cut their Gurun off to work with you. And I ask it. And I know it can, if you train soldiers softly, they will fail. They will never achieve anything. But if they go through hardship to give them lessons, it gives them strength and they always succeed. Thank you.
I thank you, Shula. Before we go to Robinson, Madid, did I hide the Gulu?
Move the line because we have a lot of people who want to speak. So move the line.
Kalam Jamila. It are before I go to Robinson. Yeah, sure, Junubinda Savi. Then Nas Selbukir Zokan Zol Fahim of Taras MCB adapt a John Garang, Dr. John. Fiba Manazum Taras Yamulu arrested, prosecuted, or do a sus for us to all Azul, Madala will Tanel Talata. Well, na one Tanindol, you would do Manaz Zaraya, including Zol Gulo, Gerald Zar, would do Manaz Zaraya. And also Sudan to invent into medicine, Dowa, medicine. Ras Mabumba Kwela do Dowa and could bleed for good. عشان بلد يتصلى كويس سو جنوب ده بتصلى هسه حاليا بتصلى يا جنرال كرتاس الحرب بتاع قاعد يقول كل يوم ريان مشاهده اذا ربنا وقع من السماء في راسه he will never يقول قال ده يشاكل اللي بيتكلم بيسمي دون ناس سكرانين الناس ما بفهم هاي بيقولوا عسكريه سلبا كده اصلا based on my analysis on him الزول عنده افكار صعبه شويه. Asa is winning. Now he's winning as a goal. The removal of Angelina that is good. Sholton the Azol that's all my goal for Melu. But Chueza in Alagoda will advise him what he need to do. Nanazola the Zolta Tahrir zone do hadaf.
It's a tribal army anyways, so
Yeah, quick Gamana Shira brother. Azola Uzol Nadif, Uzol do hadaf Sora, Ujai, Ulazmi Nefis. When I give mouth, my girl will be Benashai, Azola Banagulaka, Zura, all this division all. A division mafijesh, we must recruit by force. At the Zol Mabtan, Zol Mother Shagal, number of crew, no do commandation of do Shagal. The Pi Haram Shagal do bong wage of Gusakran, which is out to Rubiani. Mabuinta, Robinson, Madrid also, we, but Nusagada, I will tell you the don't grip. Robinson Fadol, Gerald Kartas. Young Mashar will never, for the next 40 days, Mapitani, Mapikam there. Assalam Mawjuda, there's peace for you, but that's Salam Sa. Walharka Shabil Sudan, Lazim Hadab Sora in the Fuzu. We need Jazil Hazal, a chapter of Jaida. Zemagal Jamuz Gubel. A Sabbatai Democratia, Ghana Gulgabo Shoida. You Jamuzda, you are Cortas Malay Jamuz, you are Gerald Cortas. Democratic Tamunu. Azol yom da gugu ma imperialism mal tafrqa fi South Africa. Hasa gadar gino demokrati le wen yani. Wintu jayin you are supporting this nas batagda al namib fu tulada al bir masruka da. Ugal der jim round table bita wen bita uyunum eje gibu salam bas majil intaqabat. And that's the way it's going to be. Fadal ya Robertson ta gaid al mafi.
Yeah, a good the
Yeah,
giga bus one just 30 seconds but let me go
One
le
aba one
Jibril
minute.
let me go le
One minute.
General Jibril nugule Jibril inu Jibril, you are delusional, my brother, and you need to wake up. You have your views are really terrible. You need to look the other way and see what is happening in South Sudan is a good thing right now. And you know, to tell you that, my brother, the firing of Angelina Teng is one of the best cards that Salva Kiir have in his deck to pull out and play. And he have so many cards to play right now, which is a good thing for our country. Okay, this will bring people together. Whether they like it, whether not, they're gonna like it in the end. They're gonna see what Kiir is doing, other than just opposing him. Go ahead, Agut.
Thank you, Yamu. Thank you. Fadal ya
What can you
Robertson.
give me a chance,
Kiir,
brother?
Kiir is a
No, no,
chess
Mabita.
champion. He does not know that. He does not know that. Kiir is a chess champion.
Fadal Robertson ده زي ما تقول
okay.
قرن
Good.
قرن no شال وان في ناس قدامك في after Robertson ونمشي لتوفيق وأكيد يعني you can نمشي لتوفيق بعد Robertson and then نمشي لنصر الدين أكان في قبيلنا.
Okay, thank you, brother. Good
Agwat,
moderators.
Agwat.
يا جون وشين please don't open your mic. فضل يا Robertson.
Okay, good. Which minute should I take in? Or should I speak to the maximum of
سبع
my
دقائق
statement?
7 دقائق.
Okay. Greeting you all, moderators, panelists, and the people in the audience.
It is good to be here to discuss with you about the issue of the Roundtable Conference. Regardless to the topic that you put up here, Roundtable Conference is not a solution to the problem of South Sudan. Haha. Let me laugh a little bit about it. And I don't know, you guys, you've been contradicted yourself. And anyhow, I'm not coming up here to criticize your point of view, but I'm speaking to the angles of why the idea of the roundtable emerged or came out. Roundtable conference came out as a result of the failure of RRC's agreement. Because in the RRC's agreement, Salva Kiir and Riek Machar has given an opportunity to work hand in hand cooperatively and vigilantly to the people of South Sudan to go home from the neighboring countries. And the agreement itself take a period of time and it delay, and therefore it failed to be implemented fully and accurately on a way that the people of South Sudan can be satisfied. That is why the idea of the round table came out. And now there is a voice that are talking about the election. Look, ladies and gentlemen, the election that you are talking about, is it good for us now at this moment for the country to go and free and fair election to the people of South Sudan to vote for the leaders that can represent the aspirations and the people of South Sudan in general and giving them what they need? Back to you guys. This is the question that you need to focus on, because the way that I'm speaking, I'm not in a diaspora that can speak out of the box or think outside the box. I'm speaking based on the way that I'm seeing as the people of South Sudan as a citizenship who have a right to demand my right. Our country now at this moment is in the mess. We don't have a united forces whereby they can protect the election that you are talking about. Our country at this moment is catering. Majority of the people are still in the UNIMIS camp. 10 years from now, there's a young generation that needs of education. If Salva Kiir continue with the idea of the election to run the country, and he forget about how he can come together and call the people who are outside or either you are inside to come and discuss peacefully and to figure the solution of the country and to heal the voiceless people who are meant to be go and sent to the school. This idea, I love it and I like it, but the problem is Salva Kiir as a government in the country, he cannot accept it because he's a dictator and aut- and he is an autocracy, and his regime is a totalitarian. That is why he cannot allow the idea of the round table conference. And the point that I'm trying to say here to Brother Agud and moderators here and the government supporter, if you are still keeping for enlightening the people of South Sudan to let the President Kiir stay in the power, our country will not be in a stable situation whereby brothers from Barakazal or Awil or Juba or Equatoria and even in Upper Nile to live freely and have a free movement in our country. If you guys need to heal our problem, people have to come together and to discuss. And the problem of it looks similar to the way that the regime in the country now are calling for the election. But a roundtable conference has got a many solution to call for the people who have been victimized to represent their aspiration and come and talk and express their point of view. And the resolution of it, people will come, and the result of it, people will go for the election. And the idea of it now, you don't like it. And what giving you the legitimate right to go and call for the election at this moment, while the agreement that are meant to be signed implemented fully to the people of South Sudan to rig up their right is now dead. And government in Juba, they don't have any right to go for the election while there is many articles in the agreement are not signed at this moment. Riek Machar as a vice president, he doesn't have any problem at all, because he went to Juba without even a protection guard to protect him. He went there as a man of peace in order to let the Salva Kiir kneels and canes upon the suffering of the people in the South Sudan. Salva Kiir at this moment, he failed to sign the agreement, and he delayed, and he dedicated his time to empower himself in order to stay in the power and to enrich themselves with the people he allied with as a lobbies. But I concerned about the suffering of the people who are captivated in a solitary confinement, which I meant is UNIMIS. Those children, they need to be liberated. They need to be called out to send them free and back to the school. This is the nation that we needed. And we don't need a nation of dictator. And earlier, there's somebody said it that the idea of democracy is not going to work. Man, look, it seemed like you are contradicted yourself. The America that you are talking now, if it wasn't America, maybe our country will not be called South Sudan. America dedicated its time supporting the SPLA since 1883 until 2011, and we become independent. Why, if these American people are supporting you and you become the
Jose,
country
you have,
and
you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes left.
okay, all right, yeah, no problem. I will conclude. The point that I want to conclude is that the idea of the voice of the people who said that if a country is supported by America, it cannot reach to the series of development in terms of greening country. If it wasn't America, brother Agut and the moderators who are here and Jamos and everybody and people who are government supported, if it wasn't America, maybe our country today will not be called South Sudan. Americans dedicated their time, dedicated their effort to support the people of South Sudan during the liberation struggle. Look, are you telling me now American is not going to stand with the people of South Sudan? The mistake is within the SPLA regime. We change their ideology and change their political diplomacy and return to the Eastern side. That is why today we are here and leave apart the mess that happening in the 2013. In my conclusion, if we really need to talk openly as a brothers and sisters and peoples of the country, the idea of the round table is functioning and it will heal our country because the RRC's agreement, it has already dead. Kill regime, authoritarians regime who is now in Juba, it didn't has any a legitimate right to run the country for free and fair election because the country is in a mess. We need the united forces. We need the civil servants to have their clear voice when it comes the reform that we need in our country. I will stop here and I will be here. And if there is any question, I will respond to everyone now. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Robertson. So let me ask you, you mentioned about America, do you know that America went through a civil war the same way that South Sudan went through before become America of today? In 200 plus years, America fought itself, brother fighting with his uncle, and uncle fighting with his nephew, father fighting with it, and they divided itself like that. You see, same way they went through, but they come to their common sense and put America first. So your leadership, this leadership that you are supporting, Brother Robinson, they don't put the people and the country first. They put their own political and position that they need first. So let me ask you this. What will a round table conference bring or differently than a peace that signed between the government and IO and other opposition? What's the difference will bring so that the people of South Sudan can support your leadership? And plus, this leader you are supporting that created round table, they are the same leaders who caused the root cause of conflict that happened in 2013. And I have a video here
Look,
to play. Hang
look,
on,
you
hang
don't
on,
you don't need to go back to the
hang on.
genesis
Let
of
me finish.
agreement. You just rush
Let
me
me,
to your question. When
yeah.
it came to the genesis of the problem in 2013, I think those people absolutely many of them they get involved in the mess. That's why our country is here. But now the problem that we've been discussing, we are talking about how we can heal our country despite the money agreement that has been
But the
sign
healing that you are
and
talking,
regime.
the
You
healing you
see,
are talking about, Brother Robinson,
okay,
is not coming. Hang on. The healing that you are talking about, the conference, the round table that you are talking about, is not going to work, because what I'm hearing in your camp is a division. You guys are using tribalism as your political agenda. Whether how the healing going to come here, you are even break people apart further. So what is your different? What will be you make different? I don't see.
Madinzad, as
allow
well as
me.
that.
Agud, allow
One
me.
point,
Allow
hold on,
me.
hold on. Robertson, you made a mistake too. America, mau marka shafe fi 1983. Kilo kalam murasa. Come to 80 numeri. Jabir mama numeri. It was using Reagan tank. Amal jinu gal sama yumdag bag to few gal aktulo denk unweru ushulu ga unigal badal ga vele gulu. Dem kama tamita America. Number two, ما في زول رفض الديمقراطيه امريكا. امريكا ما استعمر افريقيا. اسمع كلام ده كويس. America never colonized Africa. Those who colonized Africa were the European. And there wasn't democracy, or there wasn't ideology. Who jai ma war America
Because the idea of democracy came as a result.
hold on, ya brother, hold on, ya Robert Malaga. So as all the guy they call them banna the Western countries, they are coming to Africa. The real give democracy, including round table ma technocrat. It is a concept that Western powers. They are telling you now you are living in the hotel or the guard better masrukda. Girl, you take over akumda selbakirda with using round table, or you using a technocrat because girl selbakir girl will believe manaz gal buluda. And that is the concept of the guy Kalaman. Lastly, yeah, Jabril, Congo Democratic. Congo in 1960. But Tesla Bumba, when he took over the country from the Belgians, and he saw there was a problem, he came to America looking for the support. And then later on, he was given the UN, because UN, the America and the other were afraid that after Lubumba went back to Soviet. Shabu Bana UN and the United Nations became the assassin. That's my quiz. The United Nations became the assassin. They assassinated the leader, the democratic leader was elected by his people, Patrice Lumumba, in 1960. The higher magul as of MONUSCO القاعد في Congo ده. Since 1960 ده قاعدين في بلد ده. They are taking all the resources. They have one of the largest United Nations forces في العالم after Congo munu وجنوب Sudan. Somebody you hire Wamasa, yeah, Robinson, you have no case, my brother, because you don't even understand what you're talking about. Lana, you said God America support you, America will I'm not against America, I live in America, and in fact I want America to be say neutral America, because we cannot replace an imperialist with another imperialist. We don't come to what Africa guy come to African leader Al Gabal Shoyda. Because we cannot replace Azul Mustamar Tani. We can create our own democracy. The University Sudan is very simple in South Sudan. We can introduce Ganun Diri Gabalia, Ganun Diri Clan, and we use it against Junubin, and then we create our own system with our democratic that University Sudan in Africa, not democratic that the
Molana,
Western.
you are moderator. Give us time, brother.
So
Madid,
yeah, so
I
Robertson,
think Agun Madid has
Concoy,
asking me a
Concoy,
question.
hold on. The question he has you don't know if you can answer because you don't understand it. So I'm gonna my jam to work
I think I can leave you. I can leave you anyhow. I can leave you. You just go. I
don't
can leave
leave.
you. I can leave you. You just
Don't
continue
leave.
because you don't want to allow me to talk.
My 1 second, my brother Malak. Remember, did you tell me about Troy? So you don't bring al Malmat Makhluta. America, Mauguma, Sudan. America, in fact, in 1969, after the fall of Soviet Union, when Soviet failed to exist, we give credit to Monudubol, Tabaski Bola, Ma Dr. Francis, also with Ted Duane, my Brian De Sylvia, and also John Frenegas. They are the one who formed what they call the National Security for Africa. In 1990, $20 million was given to Arka Shabi in Sudan. They're using those countries to fight against Umar Bashir. Because after Bashir was known that he was supporting Irabin in Afghanistan. na Usam bin Laden and also nas Carlos Jakala al-Mujrim bita France da. So you have 2 minutes, my brother, to answer Sultan Madid, and then we can move the person le Tawfiq.
Okay, Henel, thank you. I don't want to prolong it. I'm not going back to the issue of America. Let me just rush to the question that has been asked by Modit. Modit, the reason why I say the idea of the round table, it is a good idea because there are many agreements that has been given to the Kir since the article in 2016, and Kir failed to implement it fully, and RRCs in 2018. Up to now, the agreement is totally collapsed on the way that Kir, in his side, he did not implement it fully. This is the result why the idea of the round table came out. In my perspective point of view, leave aside of those who have an idea of it, because Kir is a dictator. At the same time, he is a tribalist. He is not allowing to heal the nation problem. That is why he contradicted himself and warned the entire nation to go and ally with him and work with him in his interest. This is not a good idea. At the moment that we're speaking now, we need to solve our problem as equally. But it's not only you can be autocracy, to be in a leader and have an absolute power, and you want people to accept your power whether they like it or not. No, at this point, we as the people of South Sudan, we will not accept it. We have a vocal voice to talk and to speak our point of view, because the chance that has been given to him, he didn't mean to sign the agreement. And why are we contradicted ourselves? And every single day we just came here, need to solve the problem. And the last, and I will conclude, is that if we are talking just stick on the way how our country came at this moment, yes, we totally agree. In the chapter and the genesis of the problem in 2013, many of the leaders they involved in the problem. But now at this moment, Kir and all those leaders, let them sit together and let them come and solve the problem in a way that the people can go back if we want to solve the problem that are facing our nation. But Kir don't want to solve it, despite the money agreement that has been given to him. Riek Machar went to Juba and ally with Kir and say, hey, Kir, I'm here, let's sign the peace agreement. And Kir did not mean to sign it. That's why we are here. What's next? National dialogue has been hosted. National dialogue has been held in the country. No solution. The problem is Kir. Why do we contradict ourselves? I will stop
شكرا
here.
شكرا يا اخوي. تعرف شنو طبعا ماشيين لجبريل ماشيين لتوفيق and then توفيق بعد توفيق نمشي نصر الدين and then we go to زول ماشي وين ماشي رجل. تعرف شنو يا اخوي؟ كي قاعد طبعا المشكله هنا سلب رياض مشارع مع سلفكير the قاعدين هناك في جوبا هناك they are doing their thing, you know. سلام ماشي لقدام لكن نحن ده كلام بتاع الناس قال متعلمين more than the others. عشان كده الكلام ده بقى صعب شويه يا brother, so let's take it easy. سلام جاي وجاي وذر بيكونوا وصلوا نجيب سلام ده اليوم بتاع اليوم ده نجيبه بطريقتين. They will unite them through peaceful means or they will unite by قانون, and because national security is very important لمستقبل جنوب السودان. وان شاء الله we will implement قانون ضد القبليه, قانون ضد الكلان, and also قانون ضد sectarianism. فضل توفيق 7 دقائق.
All right. Thank you, Agwed and Madid. Thank you for having me. My greeting to you guys, the moderators, and also the speakers, and then the important people in the room, the audience. Thank you guys for your patience. I just have a little bit to contribute on the topic. So my perspective is this: number one, roundtable is a good option, better than the RCS. That's one. Two, roundtable birth is a direct result of failure of the peace agreement partners not implementing the peace in good faith and timely manner. Three, President Kiir continues violation of the peace agreement, and Dr. Machar passive style of not withdrawing the SPLM from the peace agreement makes both these partners equally responsible for the failure of implementation to the RCs. Four, roundtable is a better option. As I said it earlier, why is it? Because the RCs, the September 2018 peace agreement,
made President Kiir not an equal partner to Dr. Machar, or the IG not an equal partners to the SPLMIO, or SPLMIO not an equal partners to the IG. That is why roundtable must be given chance and supported. With the roundtable, President Kiir will come to the table as an equal partner, just as the holdout opposition will come to the table as an equal partners. With this, the President Kiir will not be allowed to do as he wishes, just as the SPLM-IO is allowing him to do. Remember, President Kiir's rejection of General Oloy was among the first steps that President Kiir does not respect the peace agreement, and he does not value the SPLM-IO, and does not look at Dr. Machar as his equal partner. And for those of you who are making mujamala, remember, the opposition are not responsible for the suffering of our people. It is instead dictator in President Kiir is responsible for our suffering. Would you say the same thing about the Anyanya 1, Anyanya 2, and SPLM leaders, that they are the ones responsible for our suffering as Junubin because they declared the war against injustice? Will you say the same thing? If you will say the same thing, then you are an informed people, and you are people that I term, you joined the war because you heard the word we are fighting Jalaba. But to what extent are we fighting Jalaba? Did we really fought against Jalaba, or we fought ideology that Sudan is an Arab country and Sudan is an Islamic country? Let us support the round table. And going to moderator Madid, earlier, this is your statement. You said to Robert that the leaders that he is supporting, these leaders only care about their interests. And my question to you, does this reference include President Kiir and his agents? Are they part of these leaders? And if that is the case, why are you still strongly supporting Juba regime and President Kiir? That's one. And Agud, the second question comes to you. This is what you said earlier to Brother Robert when he's speaking. And I know those are your tactics to get him out of point and to make him uncomfortable. You contradicted yourself. You said that America did not what's called colonize South Sudan. You were right and justified in that statement. But then you went on to say we cannot replace a colonizer by a colonizer. Make it make sense. Are you telling us America is not a colonizer, and at the same time you are telling us America is a colonizer? Make it make sense. So I No. know. I said the European, not No. America. It was the Europe, the No. European.
Let him stop. Let him complete his point. Ya go there. Mama tamul jam zaida. Khali kamalu utaji tadif baden.
So Agud, President Kiir is no doubt responsible for our insecurity and instability in the country. President Kiir is the person who betrayed our aspiration and dreams as Junubin. Because the current country, Republic of South Sudan, that is not the dream. Instead, it's a nightmare. Anybody who supports this nightmare is a self-interest person. The reason why President Kiir, including his partner, Dr. Machar, not implementing the peace, because this peace agreement was supposed to bring accountability, because both men will be tried, and then it will be up to law to convict who is responsible for committing crimes against humanity. And also, you went around, you made a statement. This is to you, Agwet. You said, and this statement is true. Our Africa, long time ago, we rejected, we don't want no colonizer. We want to solve our problem as African. But yet, you are allowing yourself and you are supporting President Kiir to make our people independent on food and medicine from international community. The white men, now you are rejecting that, you don't want their involvement. Remember, without the UN, our people will be dying like dogs
from starvation and medicine. Even to these days, when the international community provide aid, what does your God in J1 does? He steals those things. The thief, the killer in South Sudan is President Kiir. If President Kiir is not a thief, there would have never been Haramin in J1. If President Kiir is not a killer, there would have never been Katilim
That
in
your
Juba
time
regime.
is coming up. Your time is coming up with all that defaming of President Kiir. That's just you just launching another attack, and you're not talking about the round table. Go ahead and finish your statement. 1 minute.
Stop interrupting me. You give me this time to speak. You will make your point as a moderator after I'm done. You yourself, those are the people who are supporting President Kiir, just because you are afraid of accountability,
No,
you are
mama, kita
afraid of
jawab itu. One second,
transparency.
you 1 second. But asal ni machine bersyukur na itu ada guna kalam nagal zola harami zol gulo pagala mumda tu machine bara alatul. So at least now we give you, the rule, reasonable doubt. Yeah, so you have 2 minutes to complete, brother.
So, because I see that it's like you are feeling uncomfortable with the things that I'm saying. So, in this case, no further for me to continue speaking. So,
Because
I
they are
will stop
false.
here, give the chance. I will stop here. So, go
Okay.
ahead, take the mic.
No, finish your thought. Finish your thought, Tafik. We need to disagree, but we have to challenge each other because we are challenging you. You are saying your part, and we are challenging you. As you said, Tafik, you said that your leadership, your leaders, they are not a part of the problem of South Sudan. Okay, why? Let me asking you this: why you criticize President Salva Kiir and you don't criticize your leader, General Paganamum?
Thank you. That's a good question, and it's brief. So, the reason why I do not criticize somebody like Chairman Pagana Mum or any other person, right, is this. Because you, like myself, you live in America, and there's American famous saying, the buck stops with the president. So by me criticizing President Kiir, I am criticizing everybody working with him now and people that worked with him before. Because if President Kiir does not like Jaraim in our country, he would
Nigga,
have
shut
prevented
your
it all.
bitch ass up. Nigga, be quiet, hoe ass nigga.
And I put him down. To figure out, please finish in 2 minutes, please.
So, so this is what I'm saying. I'm telling you this. If this peace agreement is implemented with good faith and timely manner, there will come an accountability. Yes, Chairman Pagana Mum is not above the law. People of South Sudan will take him to court the same as President Kiir. All of them will be tried, and it will be the law will absolve who is not guilty for what's called crimes against humanity and who is not guilty from stealing from the public. But because you are here making mujamala for President Kiir, listen, President Kiir is the person who is allowing these things to continue. So I hope I answer your
Uh,
question, Brother Madid.
I don't want to be between me and you because I would like to other to wait in. But brother Tafik, if you see the way that you guys talk, like you already labeled me now as a government or kid supporter, but you don't see what the point here, what I'm saying. So if you talk about accountability and you say that you're waiting for you guys are waiting for President Kiir to go to the court. As you know, your chairman, General Pagan, he was a general secretary of SPLM. Okay. If Salva Kiir Mayardit fail, so do your leader, General Pagan. He's a part of SPLM. Now he come out with the real SPLM, which is what we debate on because some people like me who was born in SPLM, grow up in SPLM, we know really only one SPLM. Whether this come real SPLM or SPLM IO or SPLM FD or whatever, we only know SPLM. And that's the reason why we all see these leaders come around on SPLM. You see, they don't want to name their different. So, Brother Tapik, what I'm hearing, This is my difference between you guys. The language that I'm hearing in your camp is not unified language. You see, you are using a tribalism as a tool to campaign in social media, especially you guys of Soma too. You see, yes, of course, I will give John Bakana. I give him a credit. He's the one of general I respect very much, but his supporters like you and the rest are put the propaganda down. Even we people that we know him during the movement when we were in the bush, we see him in different angle because of you guys. You see. So I will not talk a lot because a lot of people are on the stage. Yes, conference around table conference is not a solution. Election that you guys don't want is the only solution topic. If you want a government or you want Salva Kiir Mayardit to go, just go to the South Sudan, register your party, realize PLM, and then in 2024 go to election. That's the only way we can remove Salva Kiir Mayardit. 2013,
Madid, I have a question. I have a question for you, Madid.
hang on. 2013, Ariang Machar pick up arm. He didn't win. He didn't remove Salva Kiir Mayardit. 2016 happened. You see? So this the solution, and that's what we the citizen of South Sudan, we want an election. In 2024, we want to go out, and that's what you see when they do extension for 24 months. We come out and campaigning that no, we need election, so we can go on and board these leaders, including President Salva Kiir. We can board them out, not through bullet, but through the ballot box. So thank you.
Uh, uh,
Can I make
Yeah,
a short
it is
rebuttal
my
to what
turn.
Madid, can I have a question, Madid? Please.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
just a second, just a second, and we're gonna
Just a
move the
second.
line.
I just
Yes.
have need a question to him, please.
it's my turn now because when Tofik finished, Tofik came before
No,
me and I was.
okay, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Let the Tofik finish in 2 minutes, and then Barnum
Tawfiq already done.
Tofik has
Tawfiq already
finished.
done.
Tofik has finished.
Tawfiq already finished. Yeah.
Okay, and then
Akej is the
Akej,
one gonna come next. Yes,
and then
Akej is
and then
coming next.
Akej, and then
Lakin
Nasruddin and Jacob.
yes,
Okay.
before Akej, before you speak, just wanted to kind of say this real quick, less than a minute. I don't want to take time from you. Tawfiq, you have mentioned few things. Um, really, my brother, and I say again, you and those of general, you guys, I don't how you guys put this in your mind, and that's why I say where delusional people are so deep caught up in this idea that those who are the cause of the reason people are suffering that has to do with the government and Salva Kiir. You see, you people don't go to the root. Internal لو سألتك سؤال هسه نقول لك يا أخي, what was the reason that now the ARSIS you talk about that is not implemented, what brought about the ARSIS? What was the problem that now there is something called ARSIS have to be implemented? What was the problem before that? What was the cause of it? And who were the cause of it? Isn't it the same those you call right now your generals, like those of Pagan? Wasn't they there? Didn't they saw this coming from a miles away and prevent it? That means they were part of it. They were the ones who cooked it. And your leader of IO, Riek Machar, he knew that that was a window opportunity for him, that he thought he could remove Kir by force, but he didn't know what was cooked there, right?
Jamus,
What was the
Jamus,
who started the problem? The Giga Robinson, the Giga.
Jamus,
Who
what is the
started the
obstacle
problem?
in the agreement? You just go right there. What is the obstacle in agreement? Point it out.
Forget the obstacle. What started the problem that brought this agreement of ARSIS? What started the problem? Isn't it the same people? You try to sweep it under the rug, and now you want to blame Kir for the death
of 400,000 people? You want to blame
The
Riek
problem
Machar,
is the SPLA
but
party.
you forget
The problem
who
is the
cooked it in the
SPLA
first
party,
place.
Jamus.
And
The
now you
problem
want
is the SPLA party.
mute yourself, please. I'm not trying to have a back and forth. I'm trying to let him see what he is missing, and he want to point fingers. Why you missing the problem? And you want justice. You're not making sense here. This is the man that's still holding the country together. Go ahead.
Jamus of another Mabagul Hagag, Lanu Haramia, Umadari Bulamfugal Haramia. So don't worry about the man. Later on, you can recap on that. Yeah, a cage win, a cage guy went Jamus of an after a cage, Nimjil Nosradin, and then Jay Gob, whatever Anthony.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, Jama, I say before I have a question to
no question, no
my
question. No, get away. When your time come, don't open your mic, please. If you open your mic, I will throw you out, my brother. I don't play in here. Should be yeah, okay, the guy but boy. Ya mut baden taban anas dol ya brother. Nas dol mujrimin. Hu nas damar balad. Salba kida azale uzol miskin. Kana na zalan munu shadid. في بعض من الجماعه السياسيين دول والجنرال ده مفترض كانوا وتجار دول كانوا يقبضوهم ويحكموهم ويعملوا اكسكيوشن قدام الشعب عشان الفوضى يكون ما في. لكن اما نفسه قال زول ربنا رب زول ده بلد جنوب السودان brother. We don't want a man of God في جنوب ده. لان زول قاعد يفكر زي افكار صوره يطلع دين السياسيين والجنرالات والتجار دول يطلع دينهم ويجيب البرنامج التعليم الفري ده which now I'm very proud of it. Also farming industrialization بالقانون القبليه. So كيف فضل بعد يو نمشي لنصر and also نمشي لجي جواب Anthony. In case I leave your Jamud in 2:30, please take over with Madid and يجيبوك and استساعد. فضل.
Okay, thank you very much, moderators, and greeting to you, those who have spoken before me. One have a lot of things to say. I will go straight to the round table conference. It's not the solution of the. It's not the solution of solving problem of South Sudan. Yesterday there was a room open, and Chairman Pagana Mom was over there talking about round table. And as always, I will ask a question here. A person who put up this topic, why it didn't come up yesterday to the room where Pagan was talking to challenge him about round table. Instead, that person was silent. Now he came up and put up the topic
The simple
concerning
question
the
يا
round
كي
table.
the answer is very clear. الزول ما خلاش نمشي لفوق. لأن الجماعة دول مجرمين أصلا. ما بخلي الناس to go and challenge their leaders. And دين يحكموا جنوب السودان. They want to lead South Sudan بأفكار الوحشة ده. So he was not allowed to go up. Please continue with the Sabbath guy بتاعك.
Okay, I've got less than 7 days. I will not talk a lot. So you answered it that way. Okay, let's move to the next one, Agwat, and this one is directly to you. You said Gaddafi was killed by, okay, not that one. What I come next to is that repeatedly we have heard Pagana Mom saying that let's come and rescue our country. Now, did any one of you, Agwat, and the rest of the people who might have been listening yesterday when Pagan was talking, ask himself or herself why Pagan always say that, let's come and rescue our country? If any one of you can answer that, can answer my question, why did he say that all the time when he comes to the room and talk about round table? Can you answer it?
Yes,
Any
yes.
one of you can.
Kada mute I will answer you. Mute. تعرف شنو يا كي؟ الحركة الشعبية بتاع السودان القائد العام وزبق الرئيس ونائب الرئيس. And then number 2 is the Secretary General. Fiarga Shabia, because SPLM is using a proletariat system. General Pagana Amum, he was the number 3 highest powerful in Sudan after the independence. Jamal Shinu, he didn't do nothing. So that means he was a member of the destruction of South Sudan. Now, how did he came here? Who joined the cave? Because in Galap Talfem Talapache, he was a member of that Engelab. Who shall grew $60 million US, 60 million, he was accused of it. But because the reason why he wasn't prosecuted, because John Garang, Dr. John Garang, Lanel Gruitaban will link with Dr. John as well. So was Zola Harami, who started Guru Jeshap, like University Sudan. Namatalata, he called for the United Nations trusteeship, the UN, to take over the Republic of South Sudan. Azol Zeda, into of Carbotatal, he won the outsiders, the imperialists, and I want to make clarification to people I yell back to you. Azol that the imperialists ruled University Sudan. The United Nations was founded in 1945. Do you wonder, have you seen the power of Beethoven in Africa, from Latin America? Fear, my friend? The answer is no. Then why he's calling for the UN to take over South Sudan? And now he's the same guy who wants to rescue South Sudan. In 2015, when the peace of 26th of August was signed in Juba, he came in with the Department of Kenya and he taken more than $9 million Mashabo. Jaratana Maja, Riang Mashar, we give him credit because he stayed. Even July 8th, that we lost 419. Jeje Shabel, Tarazonal, Jeje Manadel. But he still maintained his position because he was there, whether you know Mchile Nara Jahanam Chile Wen, La Mishimao. Lakini Zol Bugulga let Uncle Sudan. He was in the room few days ago. Why then he turned around and he called for the round table? Mafia have go round table, Sabi. Would you know when the Madairi Nuda? As old there, you must report yourself, Le Salam, Winterabat, in Alfen 2024. 1 second. In 2024. And if you fail, come your brother, hold on. And if you fail to report yourself, we will bring Ganun to the Gabaleo, Ganun to the Kalan, and Ganun to the Secretariat, and we will locate wherever you are. Mail the guard video when the give Unakamak. Anyone refuse not to vote for the election, you will be persecuted. You must vote whether you like it or not. I am at the University of Sudan. Yeah, Tofik, I want to make clarification for you, Taban Karam Taigubelak. America did not colonize any country in this atmosphere, Mafi, in this universe. America, in the 1945, when he joined the war of the Allies to defeat the Adolf Hitler with his allies, America rise up to become the superpower. Wadol of Taisteman, as Britannia, as France, as Portuguese, they went down. America took over, and America was introducing democracy in dual Canada. Halian, West Africa has expelled the France. So that means the root of the colonialism are no longer visible in Africa. Unas dol al Urubin dol, bumji wara America, believe America, America, wara. So they want to introduce democracy not because we are rejecting the democracy, but their democracy is wrong. Because there's no ingredient for us. Do I love democracy? Yes, but I love it in my term. In term where you and I will be able to appreciate ourselves and live by those rules. But don't take it as an America. America never colonized nobody. America took over up to the pole of Adolf Hitler with allies. And until now, America is still the leading superpowers, supported by the Europeans. I yield back the mic to Kenya Kate. And there comes to the gag, but after you
Yes,
finish, yes. So, I know you are a member of the real SPLM. Win to do Wallahi Lazim. If you do not do the right thing, and when the new government come over, you will face imprisonment.
Okay, you will. What now? You have gone back to supporting Kir Mayardit. Before you back away from that. Now you went back. Be careful too. Okay. Let's warn ourselves. You warn me, and I warn you. Anyway, let me tell you this. What you said, Gaddafi was killed by the West. This is my advice to you. What you go back and watch the video again. Gaddafi wasn't killed by the West. That is totally wrong. Gaddafi was killed by his own people, the people who were from Benghazi, who moved to the city when America uh, neutralized the Gaddafi power. Then these people got a chance of getting into Benghazi. I mean, from Benghazi to Sirte. And that is where they were looking for Gaddafi, and Gaddafi was found hiding somewhere else, and he was dragged out, and then they shot him. He was put in the car, and then they shot his head. So and they finished him later on. This I don't want any discussion about that, but you go back and watch the video very well. Here, let me go to other one. It says here, these people put their positions first, said Madid Gal, these people put their positions first. Yesterday, when we heard Pagana Mom talking, he said, I'm not looking for position. And that's not the first time. He repeated it before, he repeated that several times. He said before that, I'm not up to positions. And he said, so what? If I want to go to Juba now and said I'm sorry to Kira Mayardit and for what I have done and so on, I would be put back into my position, the old position in which he was. He was a secretary general of SPLA. So he would be put back in that position. And it is true. That is what Kir wants. If all these oppositions or all these outholders go back now and bend in front of him and say, we are sorry we came back to join you, you will find tomorrow there would be a celebration in Juba. That there's no problem anymore. Now Kir would be a king of Southern Sudan. And you people who support Kir like you are what you will celebrate here in America. Let me move to the next one. For your information, what and the rest of the moderators, including Medit, people of the lecturers of University of Rumbek are going to demonstration sooner or later. Why are they doing that? Because they don't get their salaries. And we all know that people go to 6 to 8 months without their salaries in Southern Sudan. And that is the government you are good support. So when are you going to be sympathetic to people of Southern Sudan? That is the question you will answer. And I will stop there. I have got no more to say.
Okay, thank you, ya Kej. Taban, question butagda, but Jamu will answer that one later. So namshi now le Nasruddin to be telephone.
Okay, can I ask what can I ask a question
Yeah,
here?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, Comrade Akej, thank you so much for being part of the conversation. And since you are here and you are a member of the real SPLM, I have this question for you. I tried to be in the room in which Comrade Pagana Mom was speaking the other day, and it is very difficult for the folks who moderate those rooms there to bring people up. They only bring people up, people that they agree with are the ones that are given more chances to come into that room and ask questions. But since you are here and you look like you are somebody that is brave enough to take questions and have conversation with anybody. My question is this, Comrade Akej. More than once, right here in social media, Comrade Pagana Mom and many members of his party, Real SPLM, they described the Real SPLM as a non-violent. That means you guys are not fighting the government of South Sudan. You don't want no bloodshed of the South Sudanese people. You don't want to achieve what you want through the violent means. That you are a political party and you are a non-violent. My question is this: with that knowledge that you guys are a non-violent political party, what are you guys going to Rome for? Because what is in the Rome is a peace talk. And this peace talk, from my understanding, is a peace talk between the warring parties. In this case, those who have chosen the violent means to achieve their goals. People like Thomas Cirillo He has chosen a violent means to achieve his goal. Malonga one has declared his violent means to achieve his goal. So is Simon Garwidwal. So is Johnson Oleng. So is Stephen Rolnyang. You guys are non-violent. Why are you even going to Rome since you are a non-violent? Why don't you guys go to Juba and go and make this round table that you guys talk a lot about here as your political platform, and let the Junubin understand what it is there such that you can earn the support of Junubin? Why are you trying? What do you go to Rome for, really, if you're not a part of violence? With that one there, would it not be safe for me to say that you guys are lying, you are very dishonest, because if you are really a non-violent political party, what are you doing in the meeting of the parties involved in the conflict? Comrade Akej, please take a time and help me out on
Yes,
that.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, 1 second. Okay, write down, please.
One, I like your question, but you know, you make me laugh sometimes because you have got a bit of a queen of questions. Uh, okay, one, let me tell you this. The people who go to face the government in Rome, they are those who were non-signatories. They didn't sign the agreement that Riek Machar has signed in 2018. And they are not fighting. Pagana Mom has got no soldiers. Okay. The Malung, of course, we all know very well, when he went to a will, he didn't even think of fighting, but he has been attacked several times. And what he used to do is to defend himself. Himself. That is what he used to do. Chirilo, yes, I don't know his activities very well, but from time to time he has been accused that he said too, he never attacked any government soldiers, but they defend themselves. So why am I bringing up this here wall? Is the round table that these people have been talking about is a peaceful solution for our problems in Southern Sudan. And we need to rescue Southern Sudan, as you have heard that yesterday. You have heard that yesterday from Pagana Moam. Let us rescue our country, because Southern Sudan may break up into pieces. The fabric of Southern Sudan already is breaking up. We all know that. You have been in Facebook, in this community, in Clubhouse many times. You might have heard people saying they need to break away. If you ignore that, it's okay. It's up to you. So this one is a peaceful solution. It is not a war. You accuse these people of waging a war on the government. I don't think they are fighting the government. They are not fighting the government. That's what I need to tell you. And yesterday, I don't know whether you were there in the room.
But
One,
why do you
yeah,
go to
one,
Rome if
while
it is for
Moranyar,
hold on, okay? Why do you go to Rome if you guys, if the so-called round table is that peaceful, is that noble idea, very good for the people of South Sudan? What do you go to Rome for? Why don't you go to Juba and talk about it?
well, Rome is a mediator. The Saint Gideon is a mediator and is a part of the Church of the Catholic. And they came out as mediators, as we know when SPLA and the government of Khartoum were in negotiation in Kenya a long time ago.
Hold your thought there, okay?
America found himself to
Let
be
me
a
What
mediator there,
about
and
what
Sultana find.
no, go
Let,
ahead,
let me finish.
guys.
Let me finish.
the giga verse, okay, I want to remind, okay, I'm helping you. I want you to be understood. Okay, when I read the press release written by your leader, Comrade Pagana Mom, okay, after the government left from Rome, here is what he said
Jama,
to be the
Professor,
agenda. Dagiga achil, legala, dagiga achil bas. Achil,
Professor, أقوله باسمه يا جماعة.
dagiga.
Respect the professor. ما بقوله ساكت
Yeah,
كده.
stop opening your mic, my brother, because I don't want to be dictator right now.
We call people by the name that they have here in the club hour. The name I see there is called Cages. They did not put professor. Okay, so please, I respect the guy in spite of political disagreement.
I'm not a professor. I don't know where did Ashil bring that from.
Okay, thank you. When I read that press release, Comrade Akej, here is what Comrade Pagana Mom, your leader, this is what he said in the press release. What he described as the agenda presented before the parties to the negotiation, one of them, number one, is the eradication of violence. The agenda number one, eradication of what? Of violence. And here you are telling me that these people here are non-violent. But the eradication of the violence itself was the agenda number one, and it was written by your comrade Pagana Mom. Okay? The rest I will not talk more about. There are other points, but that are not relevant to conversation here. And you here are you saying that no, they are non-violent guys. Is that not a dishonesty and contradiction, Comrade Akej? Go ahead. And I
No,
apologize to you guys.
okay, no, okay, Concord, okay, we have people been waiting here, so we have to respect their time here. Now, Namchi Nusreddin, and then Banasreddin Jay Gob, and then Anthony Barnaji Wal, Jamuta, I gotta go, I gotta take my daughter to a party. Hold me, please. Okay, one second, please, hold on. Jamut, I gotta go, I gotta take my daughter to a party, so please hold the line until Madrid come. But now Namchi Nusreddin, and then after Nusreddin, Jay Gob, and then Anthony, and then Wal. Shukun.
شكرا جزيلا يا مولانا جوزو وجاموس وكل الناس اللي قاعدين فوق ديل، والتحيه عبركم كمان للجمهور المتابعين. المائده المستديره هي ليست الحل مشاكل جنوب السودان. انا اتفق تماما مع الموضوع ده، ولسبب بسيط جدا جدا يا اخوانا. انا قاعد اقول الكلام ده مرارا وتكرارا، انه نحن الجنوبيين قدرنا في مرحله من مراحل الحركه الشعبيه هي بتمثل الصوت العالي بتاع الجنوبيين، لان هي اكبر قوه جنوبيه قدرت تعبر عن طموح وعن تطلعات وعن مشاكل الجنوبيين، وهم قدروا يقدموا طروحه كبيره بتاعت السودان جديد. الطروحه ده قاعد تخاطب جذور المشكله بتاعت السودان الكبير كله. اذا كان السودان من ما يستغلها، السودانيين ما وضعوا برنامج بتاع، ما عندهم، ما قدروا يعملوا دوله بتاعت مواطنه. هم جس عملوا احلال، استلموا مهمه بتاع انجليز ومشوا بنفس السياسات حقت الانجليز، تسليم وتسلم بس. ما عملوا دوله، ما فكروا يعملوا عشان الدوله ده يكون حقهم كلهم. كيف الكلام بتاع يعني دولتهم ما قدروا ما كان عندهم استعداد يعملوا حاجه. الجنوبيين وضعوا خطوط واضحه لحل المشكله دي، حتى انه السودان يقدر يسعى الناس كلهم، يقبل السودانيين كلهم. اذا كانوا الجنوبيين قدروا يقدموا طروحه كبيره زي ده لحل المشكله، نفس الناس دي هم يعني يقدروا يعجزوا عشان يرتبوا امور الدوله بتاعتهم. ما الدوله دي يا اخواننا هي نظم وعلوم معروفه للناس انه كيف تدار الدول وكيف. ده ما موضوع داير. فالداير اقول انا انه برنامج الدائره المستديره ده هي ما رده، لكن داير يرجعوا ناس ثاني لسنه اولى ثاني. كاننا نحن يعني نحن زمان قاعدين نطالب دايرين دوله بتاع مواطنه ودوله بتاع مساواه ودوله بتاع كذا. في النهايه جينا طلعنا بالتصور ده. كان we do not have this idea بتاع انه كيف يعني نرتب اوضاعنا. فالدوله ده يرجعونا سنه اولى ثاني. انا في تقديري المشكله ليست في كيف تدار الدوله ولا النظم والحاجه دي، المشكله في التجربه. نحن التطبيق معلش انا يعني هناك الرام قطعني. المشكله في التطبيق، والتطبيق ده نحن الجنوبيين كلنا فشلنا فوقه. والكلام ده انا بوجهه لتوفيق، هو بيدافع عن غايده، لكن غايده زي ما قال هو كان الرجل الثالث، وده زول المسؤول الاول من التنظيم بتاع الحركه الشعبيه. اذا كان هو زول بهذا الحجم فشل في انه ينظم الحركه الشعبيه، اذا هو مسؤول من الكلام ده. اذا هو في التطبيق فاشل، لكن في التنظير هيك ممكن يتكلم لحد بكره باقان احنا دايرين واحنا دايرين، لكن عملي بيج زيرو، ما عنده اي انجاز عملي. ما قدر، فشل تماما زيه زي الناس اللي قاعد يتكلموا احنا فشلنا ويا فشلنا. واحنا فشلنا لانه احنا قبل كده ما عندنا التجربه. ونحن وي ستيل ليرنينج، نتعلم في اننا كيف ننفذ الحاجات اللي في راسنا ده. فاي زول عنده كلام كثير في راسه، لكن لما نيجي تطبيق بعدين بيج تشالنج. ما نحن الجنوبيين قضينا تجربتنا كانت في التحرير وفي كده، لكن طبيعي جدا نلقى صعوبه في الحاجه دي. حاجه طبيعيه جدا جدا. فما نجي نقول يا اخي نرمي العبء كله للزول اللي قاعد يطبق، لانه الزول اللي قاعد يطبق ده اكيد هو بتواجهه مشاكل كثيره وتحديات كثيره، فبالتالي هو بيكون نجح في جزء منها وجزء منها في جزء. الزول ما بيشتغل ما بيغلط يا اخواننا، لكن اي زول ممكن يغلط. الزول اللي قاعد يتكلم يا هو ما بيغلط، لكن الزول الشغال بيغلط. الزول اللي ما شغال ما بيغلط. بيغلط كيف؟ ما هو ما شغال اصلا. فده بالنسبه للدائره المستديره، انا شايفه ده انتكاسه ورجع لورا. ولو هم قالوا زي واحد من الناس قال ده حل لمشاكل اتفاقيه السلام، انا بعتبر انه ده ما حل لمشاكل السلام، بل المعارضه ذاتها الدار حتى هي الدار الراوند تيبل ده هم they are part of المشاكل ذاتهم. هم الوقفوا في طريق انه اتفاقيه السلام ده ما ينفذوا، لانه هم لاعبين ضاغط على الحكومه وفاضحين الحكومه وطالعين مشاكل الحكومه فاشل وشنو. فانتوا جزء من فشل الحكومه ده بكلامكم الكثير. فانتوا اصلا لا يمكن تكون جزء من عمليه اتفاقيه السلام دي. جات تحل مشكله بتاعت 2013. اذا انت ما جزء من 2013 اقعد بيت هناك، اقعد في الكنبه ما تتكلم. انت ما جزء من الحل ده. 2013 دي مشكله كبيره، ازمه وقعت فوق الدوله الجنوبيه. الجنوبيين مطالبين يحلوا هذه المشكله الازمه. رياض مشاعر قاعد هناك عشان يحل، لانه هو جزء من المشكله ولازم يكون جزء من الحل، لانه هو مسؤول من المشاكل دي. برضه توفيق قال يا اخي رياض مشاعر هو يعني كواليتي بارتنر، يعني مع سلفكير نو. الاتفاقيه ده ما سلفكير رياض مشاعر برام. في ناس ثانيين ما في سبب بيخلوه يكون ايكوال مع سلفكير باي شكل من الاشكال. ما في سبب يخلوه يكون ايكوال. ايفن حتى في النسب بتاعت البوزيشن هم نوت ايكوال. كيف يكون هو ايكوال وده رئيس وده نائب رئيس؟ الاتفاقيه ما قالت انه نفس صلاحيات الرئيس، قال هو نفس الصلاحيات. كل النواب دي لهم نفس الصلاحيات، كل النواب دي لهم نفس الصلاحيات. اذا ما في هناك. بعدين الاتفاقيه الايو لما هم جو ولما هم اخذوا الحصه دي في الحكومه وفي السلطه وفي اي حاجه، اخذوه بناء على ايو الكبير انكلود ناس الجيش بتاعهم خلوه برا ده بتاع الجنرال اولوني ولا الجنرال بتاع هنا بتاع تورغان. دول كلهم هم they are part of this خلينا نقول الحصه كله البوزيشنز ولا كان الباور هم جزء من الكلام ده. في النهايه لما رياض مشاعر لما جاء جوز اوت دوس جماعه انجلينا تشنج براو ما عيال صغار كده، لكن اول ايوه فضل برا هناك. اذا ايوه ما حيكون يكون مع اي شكل من الاشكال، ولا كان حجما ولا كان هسه ايوه ذاته ما عنده الباور اللي بيقدر يتغضبه زمان لما هو ضغط لما هو كان في الاتفاقيه ما عنده الباور ده. فهم الوقت ده كلهم قاعدين بنص القوه بتاعهم. القوه بتاعهم الثاني قاعد برا وكان جزء برضه من الحرب. يعني الاتفاقيه مسكت البندقيه بتاعها كله مسكت، لسه عندهم بندقيه برا شغال. اذا هم ذاتهم جزء. رياض مقدر يجيب ناسه ده جزء منه. لما رياض يقول انا الوايد ارمي انا ما اللوس كنترول بتاعهم، اذا انت جيت انت ما حليت المشكله بتاعتك. الفشل الكبير كان يكون من في انه ايوه ما جا كله. ف ده غير انه انا داير اوجه كلام بصوره عامه. ده غير انه مدير الدفاع متورط في تحريك الجيش الابيض في الاخير ده. عنده جرائم كبيره. هم مدوهم دعموهم لوجستيا ودعموهم بالمعلومات ودعموهم باي حاجه وخلاهم عملوا الحاجات دي. الفظائع اللي ارتكبوها ده كله ده جزء من حاجات هاي. وكلام ده موجه لجبريل. انا جايك جبريل كمان انت كمان. فلما نجي نتكلم عن ايوه يقول خليه يتمرد ولا جبريل قال هو لو هو كان هو رياض مشاعر وكان طلع من الاتفاقيه دي، انا بتقدير رياض مشاعر كان طلع ولا ما طلع ما عنده اي وزن. معلش الكلام اللي نقوله انا بكلام انا بوصف انا بحلل تحليل سياسي. ما عنده وزن ليه؟ لانه رياض الجناحين او القوه بتاعه كله هو خلاه من المره الفارق. عشان كده هو قاعد مسكين في جوبا، قاعد الناس كله فتره برا. ف كمل الفتره دي كلها بنص القوه بتاعه. كمل الفتره بتاع الفتره الاولى دي، وكان طلب منه الفتره، هو طلب التمديد. التمديد ما حيكون بنفس المستوى بتاع المرحله الاولى. التمديد بعد ده طالما انت الوقت ده كله انت قاعد بنصغوبه وانت ما جبت ناسهم كلهم ولسه البندقيه بتاعك لسه شغال برا. البندقيه شغال برا ده بتاع ايوه، ما بتاع زول ثاني. ده افرازات ده ايوه. فاذا المرحله الثانيه دي ما حيكون بنفس المستوى. ليه يدوك نفس البوزيشن، نفس الحاجات، وانت ذاتك انت قاعد تساهم في مشاكل. المشكله اللي حصل في شلوك المسبحتين، مسبح بتاع انا جمتونجا ده، ال 300 وسمثن قل في قريه من ناس جيش ابيض. بعد ذاك جاب المرحله بتاع كودوك. الاثنين دول كلهم عملوا جيش ابيض. ده بإعاز من انجلينا تاني. اذا ايوه قاعد يساهم في العرق وما قاعد يساهم في السلام. اذا وزير الدفاع لازم يشيلوه من ايوه، لانه قاعد يستغلوه في خلق مشاكل. فباي حال من الاحوال الداير اقول انه الراوند تيبل ما عنده مكان من الاعراب في مشاكل اللي قاعد يحصل في السودان كله. ما عندهم اي، هم ناس قاعدين برا وما عندهم يعني اي تاثير على ما عندهم اي تأييد من المواطن السوداني الجنوب السوداني. ما عندهم اي تأييد. وواشنطن قاعد تقول الكلام ده لما طلعوا في واشنطن. ما في زول طلع معهم. there is nobody يعني غير الناس الاتباع بتاعهم المعروفين. ما في زول عمل شواب هناك. اذا هم بيمثلوا الا انفسهم. ليه داير يفرضوا على الناس واقع وهم ما بيمثلوا زول؟ هم بس مجرد مواطنين جنوبيين وكمان قاعدين برا كمان. فخليهم يستي اواي فروم مشاكل جنوب السودان، لانه المشاكل اللي بتاع الناس اللي قاعدين جو هناك. المشاكل ده لو قام حصلت مشكله زي ما قال يقول جبريل حسي، خليه داير ايو يشاكل بالنيابه عنه. حرب لو قام جبريل انت حتشاكل، قبيله بتاعك حيشاكل. خلينا نتكلم قبيله بتاعك حيشاكل. هي ما جزء من المشكله ده. انت ما تقول لي انا بطلع برا وانا بسوي تكلم كلام ساكت من منازلهم، لانه شكلك كان قام انت ما جزء من الشكل ده. فما تحرض الناس ساكت. اي زول ما جزء من الحل يكون بعيد في جنوب السودان ده، ما يقني يعمل جوزه ساكت ويعمل فوضى في البلد. ده الكلام البسيط انا حاولت اساهم به. فكرتي الاساسيه انه راوند تيبل ده لا بيحل لا بربط. ده موضوع بتاع لو ساكت. والناس اللي بيقول ده راوند تيبل ده هم لا يمثلوا الا انفسهم. فمشوا برا هناك حيضغطوا الا كان يضغط المجتمع الدولي. المجتمع الدولي خليه يضغط. من طبعا قاعد يضغط. يعني المشكله وين يعني؟ المجتمع الدولي خليه يقدر يحل مشاكل ولا حاجه. مشاكلهم كثير. بعد ذاك لما ينتهوا مشاكلهم خليه يجونا. شكرا جزيلا.
Okay, thank you so much, brother Nasidin. I think what left and Madid left as well. What actually gave me is moderation to help Jamus out here. So I will help you guys moderate the room. Jamus, you were here before me. I don't know who was supposed to come after brother Nasidin. Akej, I know you have a question, but hang in there. You will
well,
answer later on.
brother, well, I wish I could have question to Nasreddin, and later on after Nazil اتكلم ويجي على in brief بس.
Date topic.
No, it's
Anna Robinson.
Robert. I think Robbins or somebody. But also I have what's called response to Nasruddin after everybody speaks. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Khalas, let's do this. Robinson, ask your question, and brother Nasidin, write it down, and then later on we will give you a chance to respond to him. Go ahead.
Okay, شكرا.
Robinson. Yes.
أنا سؤالي للأخ نصر الدين، في الوضع زي ده أسي كده، الوضع اللي أنت شايفه في بلدنا ده، رغم إنه الاتفاقية حكومة ما قادر ينفذ الاتفاقية، الآن شنو طيب يعني؟ لأنه لما نتكلم عن الكوربشن ده، يعني في بعض من الأصوات منكم بتقول إنه our leaders كله they involved in a crime. أنا لما نتكلم برضه أتكلم زي كانوا الرئيس ذاته جزء من الكرايم ذاته، يعني من بعد من الحادث اللي حصل في 2013 هسي بقى لا جزء لا تجزأ من الفوضى من البلد. إذا الرئيس عنده مشكلة is a part of the corruption. الآن شنو تب يعني؟ تب ننا أخلي الجماعة ديل يكونوا قاعدين برا and then president will run the country زي idea بتاع election ده هيحل المشاكل اللي أنا شايفينه في دولتنا. This is my question. Later on you will come وتعمل elaborate on the question that I'm asking you. أنا أجيب من هنا.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, here is the way it's going to work, guys. If you have a question, whoever you ask a question will write it down. Later on, he will respond to you, and we will give you 1 minute to give him a feedback as well. We need to make this conversation as respectful and productive as possible. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Jamus, let me know who's next.
Well, I have
Yes.
question. I have question to say, if you don't mind.
Have you spoken already?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Okay, who are you asking?
I want another note the حاجة هنا يعني.
No. Then if it is a clarification, then wait. We will give
Question
you a chance
question
later on.
لنصردين. Question لنصردين.
Kalas, go ahead. And there is a noise in your background, by the way, so be mindful about that. Go ahead, General Jabril.
I'm really sorry يا ول. نصردين قال أنا أعلنت حرب. ما هو اتفاق ده لو أنا في مكان رياض مشار أنا لو اتفاق ما نفذ أنا ده حرب سياسي. أنا لازم نجمد اكتيفيتي بتاعي في حكومة وما يقعد في البيت. الحكومة يعمل هو غيره. أنا ما قلت حرب.
What is your question? That sounds like a
question بتاعي like this. Question بتاعي نصردين في الحالة اللي نحن قاعدين هسه خليك من إنه روم راوند تيبل ده ما بيشتغل. هل السلام ده تتنفذ ولا السلام ده ما يتنفذ؟ يا تعمى سلام ولا راوند تيبل للنصردين؟
Thank you. Jamus, let's see who's next. Thank you so much. Nasadin, I hope you got the point. Comrade Akij, I see you blinking.
Yes,
Yes, go ahead.
Because I was stopped and when I was answering your question.
Okay, hold your thought there, because let's do it this way. Just write it down, and let the brothers who have not spoken here actually weigh in, and then we will come back to the next round to answer the question.
Well, I don't have any question. You asked me a question, and I didn't complete that because a God interrupted me and stopped me from talking. So
I know that.
Can I answer your question?
Not now. Let those who have not spoken speak, and then we will come to you. Thank you. Achil or Kalaman?
Yeah, it's the next speaker is brother Anthony.
Okay, Anthony, please, mic is yours.
Okay, thank you, Wal, Jamus, and the rest of the panelists here. I will just talk on the topic and leave the rest to our fellow South Sudanese. The topic is roundtable conference is not the solution of solving problem of South Sudan. I would say this is my thought on this topic. Yes, I agree with the Madid or whoever put this topic up. I strongly believe that roundtable is not a good idea now for us. When I said for us, I mean South Sudanese. And I have so many reasons for that, but I will focus on two reasons. One, we already have an agreement that has come to end this past month. And we have another agreement that was adjourned last week, if I'm not wrong. If these two did not go through successfully, what will make whoever came up with this idea of roundtable think that his idea of roundtable is going to be better than all these two agreements that are already on the table? Yes, the ASES agreement, most of it is taking place even if there is a delay and violation here and there, there are some signs that have shown South Sudanese the agreement is holding, despite the expiration date. Is a working process, and there's a hope that one day is going to be implemented fully. So, if we were all for peace, I think we have to embrace these asses and see where we need to improve and pressure both parties that are involved in this agreement to do the right thing. That's number one. And number two, why I said this roundtable is not a good idea, simply because many of the items that they have in this table, they have already been itemized in ARCIS agreement and in Rome agreement. So I don't see anything new here for us to create another, channel where the suffering of our people is going to be prolonged. And I totally agree with my brother Clement. I believe he has mentioned this part earlier during his remark. So our brothers and sisters that have come up with this roundtable idea, to them is a good idea. But I don't think it is a good idea for South Sudanese that are suffering. It is prolonging our suffering. My feel is that let us work on these two agreements that are not in a good shape, and let us make them better than coming up with something that is not even.
But Brother Anthony, can you tell us what is bad about roundtable that we people of South Sudan should not encourage it? What is bad about it?
Okay, there are a lot of stuff. One roundtable, according to my understanding, is going to push away the parties that are involved in ARCIS, with the initiative that they have fought for, and they have, suffered for all this. Sorry, I have calls here. And come up and then position themselves that they are the better thinkers here for South Sudanese. This is my analysis. I don't know, you guys can take me wrong, but that's the way I view it. Okay? And that one alone is not going to bring peace. It's going to create more wars. Because if you push away Riek Machar and some of the Somas, plus President Kiir with his government, where's logic here? Do you think they are going to sit by and then have you, do whatever you want to do with that country? I don't think so. Okay? And that one alone, Brother Wall and many South Sudanese, I think it is problematic.
So, Brother Anthony,
Okay?
do you think that if I were to come to conclusion to say that, you know what, those people here, the real SPLM and their supporters, who are insisting that the round table should be done, would you agree with me if I said that these people are doing it as a way to maybe anger Dr. Riek, to make Dr. Riek feel like, you know what, if Salva Kiir has abandoned the RRCs and now he began to be in bed with the new idea of round table, if that case there, I will withdraw and then maybe I will go back to square one. Do you think that is a tactic behind this? Continue, Anthony.
I think that could be part of it, Brother Wall. But what I want to say is this. For roundtable to take place itself is not something real. Why? Because if you want to push it through, or if you want to pause it, let me put it that way. You have to have a pause to implement it at the end of the day. And I believe government plus other opposition are not going to be part of this. Why? Simply because they already have something on the table that is working according to them. And if you come up with something that has not even, been talked about before and make it to be the thing that will serve us in these circumstances, I think that dream is not real, brother one. And I don't see logic behind this unless somebody want to, you know, uh, have South Sudan go through what we are going through now. What I want to say is this: South Sudan has been made by few individuals to be their own entity, particularly the leadership and the opposition. And that is not the case here. Average citizens are suffering because of, this too much ego we have. That if I'm not the one doing this, I cannot, support that. I have to be the one coming up with the initiative, and people have to follow my lead and all this. This is what is killing us, brother. One, let us be honest here. Otherwise, what is wrong with the peace that has already, you know, the number one opposition that has been fighting and has changed hands with the government numerous times. He went in, even if it's not going smoothly. Like I have heard some people here, lack of implementation of peace, violations, too much powers given to the president. All this can be solved if you are part of that system. Okay, so to me, I agree with the topic. Let us find a way to address our problems than creating more problems. Roundtable to me is going to create more problems. My last remark, Brother Wal, and this one goes to all oppositions. There is nothing here can convince me that any of you can be a leader in South Sudan. Simply because if you cannot unite yourself and come under one umbrella, okay, how are you going to manage South Sudan? How many opposition are there? Maybe 20, 30. And it's very hard for you guys to come together. So I think you guys need to arrange your house first and then come and help us out. Otherwise, whoever has, you know, uh, succeed and come up with at least something small like the peace that is going on now, join him and be part of that and make your voice to be heard. Yes, there are a lot of things that we need to work on, but we should not pull ourselves back all the time when there is something that is going to bring us closer to what we need. I will rest my case here and yield the mic back. Thank you for the chance. If there's any question now, I will be glad to answer.
Thank you so much, Brother Anthony. Thank you so much. And I also like to thank you guys, the panelists up here. You guys are making our job easier. This is the kind of conversation we need to conduct, and let's respect one another. And I tell you, just be patient, and you will have enough time to say whatever you want to say without any interruption. And if you have anything that you want to say, a burning thing that you want to do, or permissions you want to take, just blink your mic. Do not talk. Do not disrupt the speaker. And if you have a question that has been asked, write it down. And we'll go back. Every one of us here that has been asked a question, we will come back another round for you to answer. And we will give also those who ask questions to few moments to also give you a feedback to tell you whether you have answered the question correctly or not, satisfied or not. They will have that moment to respond. Welcome back, Comrade Medit. I want to let you know that I did not stage no coup. We have not overthrown Comrade Abbott. Comrade Abbott has gone back to work, and then he assigned me to be a moderator to help out Comrade Jamus. Jamus, you are in charge of the line. So who is next after Anthony?
Yes, I have a question. Huh? See.
Yeah, just a second. Yeah. That's gonna be Moses.
Let's also make this announcement here. If you are up here and you have not spoken and you have a question to ask, hold that question with you. Later on, when the chance comes for you to speak, you can make your contribution and ask that question so that the conversation doesn't become redundant. Moses, mic comes to you now.
Yeah, thank you. How many minutes do I have?
Take 10. These are political issues. One person need at least 10 minutes to make up your mind, to be satisfied with your contribution. So take,
No,
take 10 minutes. Yeah.
I don't think I will take 10 minutes here because it is an obvious thing here.
Yes, it's
What
the
is that?
maximum. The maximum is 10 minutes. If you want to
Yeah,
manage in 2 minutes, that's fine. But you have up to 10 minutes. Go ahead.
right. Yeah, the topic is very interesting, and the framers of the topic is obvious that they belong to the regime, and then I've just I'm going to answer it straightforward. Neither the round table or election can solve the problem of this country. The regime has entrenched itself. It has overgrown its size, and then it is now it thinks it can do anything and everything without being questioned or resisted. One such thing is the violation of the agreement, which is now removing the appointees at will. The roundtable was the idea of the civil society. They came out with this idea to inject energy into the the weak opposition. The opposition is very weak, and then they have lost direction, just like the regime has lost direction. So both the regime and the opposition have lost direction, and then they're like a ship that is installed in the middle of the ocean, depending on the goodwill of the current to move it around, because it cannot move east or west. It's stuck. It's stagnant. So the regime is stagnant. The opposition is also stagnant. The regime is seeking for a lifeline through election, because right now they've run out of legitimacy, and then they've done nothing than destroying the country. There's no improvement. Every day is getting worse. People are being killed now in Juba like animals. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you are shot without any reason. A group of criminals are attacking people from their house. The police is completely useless. And then with the opposition, they don't know what they want. They were Soma, and then you ask Soma, you don't know what Soma want. And then they now come to non-signatory opposition group or non-signatory what a group without having a strong agenda. And for them to have a strong agenda, they have to inject this thing of a round table to bring everybody who is out on their bandwagon to push their agenda. Because from what is happening, if your agenda is to go for regime change, you go for regime change outright. But if you want to negotiate with a regime that as is also as sick as you are, the negotiation is going nowhere, because the regime, like I said, is stranded. The opposition is stranded, and the regime is using the little money that is it has for buying those who love food lovers. Yeah, and you can see them trickling one by one into the fold of the regime. It is started with those of Bakasoro. They went in, and now Thomas Dope or Thomas Tut went in, and
So,
Malong maybe next.
brother Moses, let me help you here. Based on the topic here, can you tell us your thoughts? Why do you think that the round table will not work? Is it because the idea itself is weak enough to not bring about any solution? Or is it because the government is just going to reject this topic here? Why do you think it will not work the round table? Let's benefit from your thoughts. We are aware of the suffering of the people, the killing and all of that. We know that. And that's why I
Yes.
think, hold on a minute, and that is because of the killing and the corruption and all of that. That is why the real SPLM of Pagana Mom believe that real round table is the real medication. And you're saying, no, this is not a medication for our illness. Okay, then how do we survive, Moses? Go ahead.
Yeah, the round table is not a solution for solving the problem. The election, which we did not put here, is not a solution for solving the problem. The ARCs is dead, is not a solution for solving the problem because Pagana Mum, like I said, Pagana Mum is trying to resuscitate real SPLM by injecting the round table into this. The round table was an idea started by these young people, those of Abraham Lolik and a group of a young diaspora who were born outside, who they started this idea that since SPLM IG is doing nothing, it's not helping the country, since the opposition is not helping the country, let us go for a round table. And then those of Pagan, they picked up that idea and they incorporated it as part of their agenda. So boss is not going to help because the government has rejected it. Because roundtable is just another name for the national dialogue, which the government did in Juba. Did they implement the resolution of the national dialogue? No, because they know roundtable is going to talk about Kir and whoever is there, all the criminals who vacate the seat, and then they introduce this thing of technocrat. Are you kidding me? How can you talk of a government of technocrat and you're a politician? Who is going to be in that government? It's not going to work. Nature does not allow for a vacuum. Nature does not allow for a vacuum, and so does the government does not allow for a vacuum. So both the round table is not going to help. The only solution for all the people of South Sudan is with us in the separation. The country got to be separated because we have gone to the level we are not agreeing with each other. We are fighting ourselves. We don't agree with each other. So we need to separate this country. Let the Barghazalian go back to Barghazal to sort out the issues there and call it what country. Let the people of Upper Nile go back and create their mess there, finish their mess there. And then we in Equatoria, we establish a vibrant economy so that we move forward, because we don't want the money of the oil. So the only solution is separation, because the government will not, and has never accepted.
That last was Moses. Okay, another interesting point there. You think like the solution is the silver bullet that can solve our problem. But is the unity of the people of South Sudan is the unity of the problem, so that the separation or division becomes the solution? Are we having problem because we are united? Moses, continue.
Yeah, we are like a broken glass. You know, when glass breaks, there's no way you can put it back. The country is like a broken glass. You're not going to put it back. The only solution. Why are we not trying separation? Because unity is not there. Unity has not existed. There's no unity. Where do you see the unity? The opposition are not united. The government is not united. Kir is fighting Riak. During the day on the camera, they pretend to be friends, but at night, each one is working to kill each other. The young are afraid of the Nuer are afraid of the young, and everybody, the Nuer is afraid of Equatoria. So we're not the same people. Let us just accept the truth. We are not the same people. We don't have the same culture. So why don't we?
Okay, Moses, I think your time is up. Thank you so much. Your message is
no,
clear.
No. You said I can speak 10 minutes. It's not over, please.
It is over. I'm the one looking at the mic and you.
Okay. Thank you. So the solution is separation.
General, but go ahead and
thank you, Jamus.
Take 2 more minutes and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So basically, the politicians have those in opposition. They've run out of idea. Kir has run out of idea. Kir is trying to legitimize himself. He cannot accept the round table. And the opposition are trying to inject life into the negotiation, which is dead. No one is interested. Everybody is busy with the Ukraine, with the Turkey. Nobody is interested in a shit whole country like South Sudan. You want to kill yourselves until you know why you're killing yourselves. So that's everything. So for us, we said we don't want to be part of this mess because we still have some energy in us. We want to create a vibrant state in Equatoria, free of the mess of the Jang and Denwer. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moses Jamus. Who's next?
Okay. That is going to be Mr. Luke, brother Luke. Is the one next.
Okay, thank you very much. What I want to say is just at some point that I want to highlight based on the roundtable conference that has been raised by the concerned citizens of South Sudan. Some are saying the roundtable conference is not a solution for us. Some are also dictating, saying the roundtable is also a solution for all of us. So I have a question before with my colleague. I think he's down there. It's Madid. Madid is mentioning very clear that saying the only solution for all South Sudan citizens is a general election. In the general election, yes, I can say, my brother, uh, the general election that we are calling for are we, the people of South Sudan, and is also the roadmap for the government of South Sudan. Will not help the nation, will not help the nation currently. Because what are the provision guidelines that the government has put in place to enable people of South Sudan to go peaceful for a general election in 2024? When you look at now the situation we are in, what are the provision guidelines that the government has put in place? The insecurity is still in the country, and good number of people of the population of the country is outside in another country. The economy of the country is not even improving up to now. Since the signing of the vitalized peace agreement in 2018 up to date, there's no any improvement for the for all these kind of things. What do you think that this election will take the citizen forward for peaceful election? So I think if you look at now the situation here, if you are really seeing, if you are not joking, if you look at now the situation which the Sudanese people are now, my brother, if you are not in Juba, we really knows what is happening in South Sudan. I can tell you that this government, there's no reality. It is another governor who is honest for his people. If this government is really honest for the people of South Sudan, this peace could have ended even within period of 6 to 3 months. There's no any difficulty on the document that has been signed in 2018. Everything has been there. If people are really praying for peace and they really need a peace, they could have implement that peace. So I'm telling you, Ajama, the only solution for us, I can say the roundtable conference that you people you are arguing, and many people are dictating that the roundtable. The roundtable is a solution for the South Sudanese people. And the division of South Sudan is not a solution because there is nothing that can divide the country. But what will bring the division for the people of South Sudan is when the government is not understanding the roundtable conference idea. This roundtable, the benefit of it is inclusive to everybody. Nobody will say that no, that I will not be a part of it.
Hold on.
Everybody will be
Look,
a part of
Elia.
it. So
Hold
this
on,
is what I think. There is no provision guideline for a
Elia.
general
Hold
election.
on.
That is not true.
Elia, hold on.
Thank you.
Hold on. You said the round table is a solution. Okay. There are some other stuff that are similar to round table that had been tried before. We had a national dialogue, which was mentioned by Brother Moses here, even though it was actually called for and initiated by the president. Until now, we don't see the results of the national dialogue. What is it here that you think will make the round table, which is being proposed by the opposition elements, such as Nazake Jaude, they're the one who came up with the idea of the round table, is that the national dialogue, which was initiated and funded by the same government, did not work? What is it in your mind that tell us that roundtable will work so that we people of South Sudan can believe that Luka really is telling the truth and that we should support you. Luka, continue.
Yes, now what I mean is the roundtable conference is really a solution for us and is helpful for all the entire citizen of South Sudan. Either you are a political party or you are ordinary citizen. Because whenever all of us we understand ourselves and we understand and we convene our issue. So nobody will still subject the country outside the country whenever all the people of South Sudan has come in. That is one of the benefits for the roundtable conference. It will be an inclusive body to all citizens of South Sudanese. Secondly, the economic of the country, it will be a collective responsibility to all the citizens of South Sudan to enable all citizens benefit from the economic that really destroy their country currently. The people, the ordinary people will also benefit from it. The refugees people will return whenever people understand and they have come with a provision of the guideline on how to set up the policies that can lead the country forward. These two things, I think, they are very important for all of us. Regardless the issue of a self-political interest from some politician individual will not work, but it will be a benefit to all people of South Sudan. Thank you.
Can I give me 1
Thank
minute,
you so much.
moderator?
Thank you so much, brother Luka. You have tried your best. I hear you. That's the way we need to conduct ourselves here and continue with the conversation. I see you blinking your mic, brother Rashid here. If it is a question, you can ask, but if it is a comment or clarification, please hold your thoughts. And if you have not spoken, then your chance is still coming. So when the mic comes to you, you can go ahead and contribute and then ask your questions. What do you have, Comrade Achul? What do you have? A question or
A
comments?
question to look.
To look, go ahead. Take a
You're
minute.
welcome.
Okay. Thank you. Let me go fast because I don't want to hold people back. Comrade, look, we hear around about the round tables and is it going to be where is going to be a location, or is it going to be online, or is it going to be one of the countries, or is it going to be in South Sudan?
You mean
Well,
the conference setting, or is what do you mean? You
the
mean
the
the
Okay.
conference
the,
sitting?
the conference.
The location of the round table itself, where would it be conducted at? Yes. Clear enough. Thank you so much, Achille. Let's respect our brothers who are in the room
No,
with us.
let
Hold
me
on. No, no,
respond.
no, 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 no,
Yeah,
not
let me
no. You
respond.
Wall,
cannot
can
respond.
I ask
No,
my
no,
question?
no, no, no,
Wall,
no,
can I
no.
ask my question?
Answer or ask the question. Who you asking? Who you asking, Tofik? Tofik, who do you want to ask? Okay. Well, let's respect the rest of our brothers in the room with us here. For that, Jamus, see who's next. And look, write down the question coming from Achille, and later on the round to answer the question will come, and then we will give you a chance to answer. Go ahead, Jamus.
Yeah, I think the next speaker is
Well, I
Sabata.
was supposed to ask a question.
I asked you who do you want to ask the question, and you did not
My
answer.
question was to Nasruddin. Nasruddin.
Well, it's too late now, Nasruddin. A lot of people have spoken, and you have not raised that. So please let the line go later on, because there are questions coming to you in the topic. So later on, when chance come for you to answer those questions, then you can ask him, and then the line can continue, and it will be faster that way. Let's give the brothers chance to also contribute. Jamus.
Yes, Sabata is the next speaker.
And please, Madid and Jamus, do not bring people up here until the round, the second round to answer the question is complete, and then we can bring people up. Because now, the more we bring people up, and these brothers are waiting to answer the question asked, it's going to take them a little longer. So please, let's stop bringing people up until all the questions are answered. Go ahead, Jamus.
Sabata is the next speaker. Sabata, if you are there, you can activate your mic.
Okay, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I will try to be very quick. And my answer to the question will be similar to the one Moses has answered. Al Assassinu, this round table will never bring solution le mashakil bitana bita Junub Sudan. And by saying that, I am not also implying al assassinu the agreement al sainu hasa al jab transitional government with national unity there is something that will bring solution le mashakil bitat shab bitat Junub Sudan. And let me go straight to why this round table will not bring any solution. And I want to speak this to the holdouts. Lenasa Jadeni, Tofik, generals. Ikhwana, politics is a game of power. Politics is a game of power. If you are powerful, you don't need international community to come and supervise, or to you don't need St. Egidion to come and mediate for you a round table discussion. Makir, if you are powerful and Kir feels your power, if you're almost deposing him without international community, he will come and say, yeah, Tofik, let us sit down and see way forward. The same way they sat down with React. And when you agree on terms that running government, that collusion between ITA, Makir, you have to be very careful on making sure that you maintain a degree of power so that you don't get treated like React. So for the reason right now I am saying that the round table will not bring anything is because you don't have the power. Kir has every power. And he even outmaneuvered power from Riek. Right now he is treating Riek the way he wants. عشان كده الناس هسه بطلع هنا بس بيكوركوا بيقول يا جماعة the peace terms are not being implemented. Because Kir has outmaneuvered everybody and grabbed power in his hands. When you became politicians, didn't you know that politics is about game of power? You should have known before you become a politician that politics is a game of power. What does that then mean? It means if you are a politician in a country where people are running militia, well, constitute your strong militia too. This is how it is. If you are in a country where the army are professionals, trained very well, you cannot convince a group of army to come behind you. You have to rely on votes of the people. Then you go and persuade the people in town hall meetings while in rallies. This is how it works. This is how politics works. But the problem with these holdouts is they are in Africa where people are actually holding power through militia. Like they want to run politics as though they are running politics in the West. This is the problem. You see, now some of the things the holdouts are putting al assassini yamshi inakishu the round table. Supposedly these are things al mufrud binakishu ala mustawa bitat barlaman fi Junub Sudan. Binakishu ala mustawa bitat barlaman, and then some policies will be derived to quench those issues, and then those policies will be implemented through what is called the administrative functions. It's a dollar. Yani those are the yani what again, politics is game of power. Once you have the power, you determine what is called micropolitics. You determine the policies. You determine the direction. You are being defeated. All these people are going to hold out. Mushel can part with that SPLM. They came in promising people of the Southern Sudanese, while South Sudan, al Assassini, they have a good agenda for the people. Khalas. They decided to play power struggle within themselves. They divided themselves. It looks like some sections have lost power completely. Minimum power beta holdouts. Nasal Binadi holdouts have lost power. Dr. Riak has lost power. Kir seemed to have been the winner. Now he's determining direction with Adola. He's determining direction with Adola, and the rest will argue. Ama anehna sharp, we are the victims. Whether we are all now under mercy bitatkir, whether regime bitatkir, bikutu policies, I'll be have mercy on the people who be furnished atmosphere where the people can live okay. زي الناس عايشين في West, الله يعلم. Whether regime bitatkir will put politics al bukra bad bukra, be suppress everybody down, Allah يعلم. Whether they will put a policy al bisharidu istiwain bes ubagi sections tanin bukun kwes, Allah يعلم. But at the end of the day, with the politicians, ya اخوانا, ya politicians, politics is a game of power. You lost it, والله مش تمشي في round table, will not bring you anything. So if I'm to answer this in summary,
Sabata, let me give you this. I like your contribution, and I think that will also support you here. The question is this, brother Sabata. It is all Mulimbe Siasa, especially here in social media. Few parties kede yani khalagum like recently. Parties such as the Real SPLM was recently created from diaspora. The National Democratic Movement, Patriotic Front, that Emmanuel Jawin was created recently in diaspora. Now, these are political parties, and they describe themselves as non-violent political parties. And then instead of going back to the country to struggle on how to register their political parties, Uman Masho Rome. Is that the way? Yeah, is that the way it works? Are we supposed to create a political parties here and then demand a negotiation with the government? And if so, yeah, kalam de indu tasir fi hinade fi siyasa fi dola wal ma indu tasir. Sabata continue.
yes, so I'll be talking mahalo. Ma haikun indi tasir fi siyasa bita dola, because a dola there is a sovereign state. It's a sovereign state nation. Rome will not decide policies in Sudan. If they want to change policies from within, they will have to go inside and register their parties inside and then struggle from within. If they are afraid and they are saying Al Hakuma dictatorial, ma Hakuma dictatorial, ma they brought this government. Once they were part of this SPLM, what will we do? Or what will we, the sharp, do? Anyways, I will not take much. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
No, you still have more to say here because I'm going to say, brother Sabata. Okay, Sabata, you put it that way. Okay. And now some people here are describing Salva Kiir as being a dictator. But here he's calling for an election, and people are saying no. When we look around the world, we see the real dictators. For example, in North Korea, I never hear a North Korean dictator saying an election. He never say that. But here we have a man whom we describe as a dictator, and he's saying, let's go for election. Sabata, is there any solution in election that Salva Kiir is calling? And if not, what is the way out for us? Sabata, I'm not letting you go, brother. Finalize that one, and then you may take a rest.
La, ma, who tell them not the election? People will have to go for election because yani hata conductor yani Kiir is a dictator, okay? Bishufugalo dictator. Ulimu asakir bita masalan bita gebila bita around him. Makaman kadan na fikir, why did he do that? Yani tribalism de base yani uwe ajabu fi dola de wala tribalism de min bedri aslan. He is simply securing himself. Maybe fi elders jalo gal ya amal hisabak. We have been having these tribal fights. Fi hasasiyat. You're only secured with your people around you. But these are things yani anna kan politicians wala nas kan politics dakal fi mukh bitanas. We should have figured this out since long time ago. Al assassino adola usulu al politics biala dor. So Kir can mala dinka jambo bitao to become army. He's trying to protect himself. Why should I blame him? If there has been some historic fights, Manas Nuer, Manas Murle, or group del, will he be foolish to bring Murle Jambu without any wala naskan I think wala Junub Sudan de Indu an academy kid I'll get trained military to be professionals. Al Kanjageni Jambukir will not pose threat to him. But he's just being realistic. So now he calls for politics. People will have to, I mean, for election, people will have to go for the elections. whether the atmosphere is good or not, what other choices are there? You go for Rome. Rome will not even implement policies inside. Those are the policies. And in Sudan, we are facing it and we have to deal with it. Rome will not come and change things for us. They will try to suggest things, but they will not implement anything. It is up to the power inside. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Sabata. That was a realism. You dropped the word straight as we know it, and that's the way it is, my friend. Indeed, given the size of the government we have now, I think at least if we go for election, even if Salva Kiir comes back again, at least we will cut down the number of vice presidents, we will cut down the number of the MPs, and that will save us some few dollars here and there, and that will benefit the people of South Sudan. And at least we will have a part of a government that somebody just actually called me. You know, at least if we go for election, at least it will make us relevant. Lan ana zati ana get sick and tired of the government will be power sharing by the parties to the agreement. You know, at least I need to be given a right to at least elect my commissioner, at least to elect the administrator of my Payam and Boma, at least to elect the mayor of my city, at least to elect my MPs, rather than some political parties sitting down somewhere in Rome or Addis Ababa and agree on how to govern us. Even if President Kir comes again, at least I would feel as a citizen that I'm a part of this country and a part of this government, because there are some people who will have the leadership through our mandate. So election may not all that good or may not all that bad, but at least it made us become part of the decision making in our country. And I don't know why people get irritated about it. For those of you who have just come up, Brother Dow and Baba Africa, there are people who had been asked questions here before you guys came up. It wouldn't be fair for you guys to continue while this gentleman here had been waiting. So what we're going to do, we're going to give the round of answers to the question first. Yala badak munajukum. And with that, there I see Comrade Akech. He's in Australia, and it's getting late. I think you can go. Go ahead and
Yeah,
take the
yes.
mic. Yes, yes. So go ahead and answer the question.
I'm gonna be going well.
Yes. And before you go
Sabata,
to, hold on a minute. I'm the one who asked you a question. There is another question that I'm asking you. And the reason being, Inta Utofik, real SPLM. And this topic up here is about you guys, the land. That's what we're talking about here. In addition to the question that I asked you a while ago, Comrade Akech, second question is this. Your leader, Comrade Pagana Amom, he was a part of the Arusha SPLM Unification Declaration, which was signed on January 15, 2015. He agreed to go back to the SPLM. Okay? And then we don't know what happened. And he was even reinstated in his position as a secretary of the SPLM. He initially agreed to go back to Juba, and before we know it, he left again, even though he was a member of the former detainees who were even honored in the RRCs to be given a percentage of the government of South Sudan. And one of them now is the vice president, and that is Rebecca Nyandeng, which in my opinion and opinion of many South Sudanese is a very good deal. But in spite of all of this, your leader decided to go to Juba. We felt good. We felt happy. And then he shocked us. He ran away. He came in diaspora and formed what he calls real SPLM. And you, Comrade Akech, believed in that guy. Why is that? And now you're coming up here with what you call a round table. If you run away from the Arusha agreement, which was intended to unite the SPLM, why would I trust you guys about your round table, Comrade Akech? Go ahead and take the mic.
okay, well, I will answer a part of your I will not answer it fully, but I will answer a part of it. Here is what I can tell you. You said Pagana Mom in 2015 was supposed to go back to Juba as other people like Mama Nyandeng, but he changed his mind.
No, he was
I
not
don't.
supposed. He went back. He went back. He went back. He was not supposed. He signed the Arusha agreement and he went back. And then he ran away from that again. And now he's telling us
Oh,
about a new thing called the real SPLM. How am I supposed to believe you? The so-called
okay.
round table. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So he ran away and he came to United States. That's what you are saying?
What I'm saying is he ran away from South Sudan. Wherever he has gone, I don't care about that. But he left
Okay,
South
okay,
Sudan.
okay. You
Yes.
don't care about where he is now. Okay. I'm not him. I don't know why he ran away after he went to Juba. I don't know. So it would be better for you.
Running away is not my
Wh-
focus.
wh-
My point
yeah,
is this,
yeah.
okay?
I'm
No, no, no.
gonna.
Yeah, but Ogil, I want you to answer a correct answer because I'm asking the question on behalf of the people of South Sudan. Because in today, to Gantala be Ogulna. And you politicians, it's time for us to really ask you guys tough question. My question here, don't put emphasis about why he ran away. Put emphasis about why I should believe you guys that round table is the solution. Because the Arusha agreement was supposed to be a solution, but your man left it. And what now tell me how the round table will be better than the Arusha agreement, which he abandoned. And I'm asking you because you believe in him. And that's why you joined his party. Go ahead.
Well, why are you becoming very tough now and very serious, asking questions that you should have asked yesterday when he was in the room? Why didn't you come up and
I was
ask
not
him this
allowed. I was
question?
not allowed to go up there, but I'm sorry if I'm
Nothing.
asking the
I
question.
don't. I don't believe you. That is not true.
brother,
People like you
Banyakendi,
are wanted to come up.
Banyakendi, you know very well. The room was organized yesterday by Pagan and his allies. They control it so well that not to allow certain people to come up and ask questions that you now being asked because you are part of his party. Okay, that is why.
Yeah, Jammus, you and Jammus and Wala cannot believe you because people like you are the one that wanted to be seen in that room yesterday because you have got questions, you are criticizer, you criticize round table and so on. If you came up, I'm quite sure you would have been welcome with open arms. But that's what you say all the time. You said we are not being allowed. That's not true. You are allowed. If I raised up my hand yesterday, I would have not been allowed. But you would have been allowed because they know you very well. So what you are saying is not true. Don't ask me those questions. Ask Pagana Mom and write to him. Whatever way you can write him, you can ask him, you can ask him. Okay? What I came up here for, my question was about Sabata. Sabata said, round table will not work. Riek Machar has been defeated. Round table will not work. Nor will RCC will work either. So Sabata, what is going to work is not clear to me. If round table is not working and Riek Machar has been defeated, what is going to work? You are still around here. That question is for you. And I would be going right away after you answer my question. Thank you.
If I answer this question, it will deviate us from the actual topic. I proposed a lot of things. One time I proposed a trusteeship. Okay, and now I know if I am to argue this trusteeship, it will deviate people away. Even you who went to the round table, I was going to propose to you people that let us go outside a particular box because I knew that you people go to the round table and you people are just proposing things that could be proposed inside when you are already functioning within the government. The same government that you are even afraid because the structure, because you don't have the power. And I say, yes, politics is about game of power. Many times there are some people who are right now sitting in the round table. When we come out to discuss, and every time I tell them that if you don't fix the military such that everybody will go inside and sit in the parliament comfortably, knowing al assassino mafi military beji boarai, wala mafi security bistakdimu boarai, so that everybody feels free. Nothing will work. Yani hatta kana Shakir قال لكم اي انتوا يا ناس بتاع الراوند تيبل what are your conditions terms بتاعكم شنو جيبوا كله let me sign come in هتمشوا ما still you will be afraid of the security شفت كيف you have to fix that security first because terms بتاعكم ده كله هسه كير كان قال تعالوا كله terms بتاعكم ده انا بimplement كانت يشنو نوت فيدراليزم انتوا تعال ما تدقسوا security ده حقي انت هتمشي جوا ما still you will be afraid because
I
انت
will
كان مشيت جوا
transition
we
work,
will treat you the same
Sabata.
way he treats Dr. Riek.
Your answer is very long. I will transition work. You said transition. That's what you need. How will it work?
Yeah, Madid, can you give us a chance? It's
The
not
giga,
debate about.
the giga, Charles, Comrade Akej, actually, we really just out of courtesy. That's why we allowed you to ask Comrade Sabata. Lano, the topic here is about round table, and this round table is an idea that came from your party. You guys are the one who should take questions from Junubin. You're not the one that should ask people here, and you guys are the one who's supposed to defend your idea, not Sabata, because Sabata is not an advocate of a round table. But out of courtesy, that's why we allowed you to ask him a question. So let's stop it there. عشان ما يكون شنو an exchange of
Okay.
conversation. Uh,
While Peter Moranya,
yes,
let
go
me
ahead.
tell you, I'm gonna go. Okay.
Yes, go
Now
ahead.
you guys, you even don't want. Some of you even say round table isn't Southern Sudanese. It's not South Sudan idea. It is a foreigner idea. Yeah. Well, can you ask your father, please, Peter? Ask him when he came back with Deng Niat when they were in Congo, and he came back with your father came back with William Deng Niat, and then other politicians like what do you call him, Machue Kodi came back with William Deng Niat. Where were they? Why were they coming back? They were coming back because of Round Table. Who came up with that idea was William Deng Niat, and that idea was accepted by the government of the interim period of government of Sudan. It was accepted, and people sat there and they had a negotiation for a month. Okay, and even people are saying that what Round Table will create other problems. When there was a negotiation going on in Khartoum, it didn't create any problem in southern Sudan. بالعكس, I mean the killing in southern Sudan came down a little bit. There was not a lot of killing during that period of Round Table. The killing came up later on when Mohamed Ahmed Majoub came up, and after the interim period was over, that is when the killing came back again. Your people don't even know where this round table idea came from.
That is exactly
You
why we
ask
are
your
saying
father,
this.
ask your
I
father.
know that, Comrade Akej, and that's why exactly we are saying you guys don't go to Rome. You do exactly like what my father and those of William Nyal did. They left from Congo, they came to Khartoum. That's why I'm saying instead of you guys going to Rome, go to Juba and do exactly like my father and those of William Nyal did. But instead of doing that, you guys are going to Rome. Rome is not a capital city of South Sudan.
But did the government agree that he accepted round table, and then then the non-signatories say no, we are not coming to Juba. The first thing should have been done is for the government to agree to round table, and then where it will take place, that is a different thing.
I think it's a good idea to let us move the line. Some people didn't speak.
Madid, I'm at work. Can I get this your 3 minutes or 5 minutes? I guess I will drop off.
Let's see here who's next. Is somebody Brother Welland Jamus is I know it's Dow's neck, right? And Bobby, Africa.
I think no. Those
Yeah,
guys
that
just came up there. So the arrangement is this, Comrade Madid.
yeah.
Those who have been asked questions should be given chance to answer the question first, because sometimes people will be forgetting. And then because Dow and Baba Africa just came up, so let the round of the answers to the question finish. Now Comrade Cage is done, or maybe Comrade Cage can be up here because the topic is about them, him and Tofik. So I think the next person to answer the question is Tofik. Tofik, go ahead and answer the question, and then ask Nasreddin the question you were intending to ask him, and Nasreddin will respond to you. And I don't even know why you guys are asking questions when you guys are the advocates of round table. So Tofik, the line comes to you now. That's the arrangement there, Comrade Madid.
Yeah. Can you guys give a chance like 2 to 3 minutes to Charles? He's at work.
Yes. Topic. Excuse your brother. Charles is at work, and Intaya Baba Africa, Comrade Dow. It is not a corruption. It is an exceptionalism because our brother here is at work to make a living for himself. If you guys don't mind, we're not trying to not be fair. We're trying to also be considerate. So, Topic, hold your thoughts, and Charles, take the mic.
Thank you, well, and thank you. Yeah, they are good. Dow is my cousin, and that's my company down there, Baba. That's my boy. So thank you. And anyway, I've been here since, but I don't want to cover because the duty of American life. But I was impressed by Sabata. Sabata put a lot of good things there, 70%. What he laid out. You see, guys, and what I can say, brother Kate. Is it a Kate? He left? Oh, okay. Okay, you see this round table issue. It sounds good. It very sound good, but if you go to make so much explanation behind it, something doesn't make sense there. When it say we go to round table and then we will form the technocrat to lead the round table. You see that's a problem there at all. I'm not a key supporter, but that one alone is the problem here. Now you calling for the round table and then you want to form the committee. That means how are you gonna share these two giants, Dr. Riek Machar and Kir Mayar, to kick them away here? Okay, if you come in military, these are the only people who are fighting themselves in South Sudan, and now you want to kick them away. The language of the round table. I'm saying, issue of the round table. There's a lot of things anybody can explain in a different way. Another way, you can say, you know what, Dinka and Nuer, they are trouble in South Sudan. Let them kick them out. That's another language. Even though they never say, but you can bring so many explanation about this. Dinka and Nuer, they are troublemakers. Let's move those guys away from the power. But the issue is this: go back to 2013, the December the 6th. That's where the problem is. December the 6th, all these opposition now, you see them out here, they were a one package. But what happened? They put Riek Machar in trouble. And now they say our hands, they are clean. We are not part of the bloodshed in the country. All right? So now they become against their own brother, Riek Machar, and they are accusing the system, and they are the one even said the system of corruption in the country. You cannot be a part of the corruption in the nation, and then you put your side aside, and now you say you want to fix the corruption. It will not work. Let us be honest. It will never work. I'm a member of the SPLA, not the SPLM, SPLA, because we were the SPLA. My dad was in the SPLA too. He was a commander. I'm just the SPLA, like other people like Wallan, Jabril and so on. Yesh Ahmed. Okay? Fi mishkala. Uday yao nas magari shuvu kwei. SPLM leaders there, I took Shafinu, they are moving around left and right. They will never accept anyone from themselves to say we'll fix South Sudan. They will never. Kalam woman laughing kida because corruption al-haja al-hasal fi Junub Sudan ma fi zol mumkin yarfa yadelu min ghiyada del yqul gal ma indu haja fi Junub Sudan. No. Nobody. Whether lo selfa lo riek lo pagana ma fi zol mumkin yqul ma indu haja. That means they're all guilty. That means they're all part of the mess. So what they should do, if they want to solve the issue, they should put themselves all aside together. But they cannot come again and say, we'll fix it. Look at the round table. There's so much interest there in round table. And how did the round table came up? Look at the Catholic. Catholic are been suing 3 billion around the world because whatever they did around the world for more than 50 years, they have been sued now about 3 billion. Catholic want to fix its image. All right, they want to fix their image all over. So they found a gap when one of the bishop of South Sudan went and asked them to come and help, with the peace. Then they say, okay, this is our chance. Let's join in. But that one, it is not power than IGAD. IGAD is a more power because South Sudan is a member of the East Africa. South Sudan government, South Sudan, they are paying peace for East Africa membership. So that means they have a voice.
Charles Deng, can you explain this a little more here? You said that round table could be a plan to kick out the Dinka and the Nuer. Why you say that way? What is it that makes you think that way?
Well, this is my own explanation.
That is a serious allegation.
No, this is my own way. I'm not saying from the, I'm saying you have to translate it in your own many ways. While you've been in social media, and you know what happened. If you go back in social media 2 years before, people are saying Denka and the Nuer are the one who made the country. Let us be frankly speaking. And the videos are there. Denka, they are the one who mess up this. They are the one who have arms and Nuer have arms. But they forget people are coming from the bush. When we were in the SPLA, who were the majority? It was Denka and the Nuer. Let us be honest. Okay? Da hagiga. Umiki nasibu katai. Umiki nasibu dubat. Umiki nasibu gaidat. Alright? Dama haja just a shwai. Alright? That was SPLA. They brought the nation. That's a different thing. But in the SPLM, which are the leaders? SPLM combined of all the tribes. They are the all combined the tribes, and they're the one who brought in the problem. And my name is Kalama SPLA, Askari al-Harab. My name is Kalama. But the leaders who call themselves SPLM, they're the one. After they mess up, Denga, Jaydama Munazam, Jaydama Convention Army. But when they were fighting, they called them what? Revolutionaries. They get the nation, Galdama Jay Munazam. So that's why I'm saying, if you translate so much, the language keeps changing, brother. Well,
okay, clear enough.
Changing.
Okay, last question.
Okay.
Between round table, the call for a round table by the real SPLM, led by Pagan and those of Tropik here, and the call for election by President Kiir, which one is better for the people of South Sudan? You as a citizen, which one would you vote for? Let
me tell you this. Even if you look at the Soma is not one, by brother one. Soma is two. There is Soma 1 and Soma 2. So Pagan and Malung, they are another Soma. And look the trick here. They sign what do you call it? Memorandum of understanding with the government in Nairobi. It is down there in J1. And now you see them here in Rome. Now they have two pieces of the mouse here. Okay? It looks like Soma itself. It can be dangerous. They may divide themselves soon.
I don't think you're getting my question. The question is this: between the round table by the real SPLM and the election that is being advocated and called for now by President Kiir, you as a citizen, which one is better for you or for us as the people of South Sudan, Charles?
Brother, you have to know the power of the SPLM, the real SPLM. Look at do you think that the real SPLM really is strong? But that's why I was again. Yeah, real SPLM got mind the power. The only thing, yes, credential of Pagan, it was good. That's credential, his own credential before. Yes, but the real SPLM mind to go. Well, I need to talk of his yes, well, I need to talk of his career. So
that credential is damaged, brother. It's already damaged, and he damaged it.
There is two. Taban chapter with our revolutionary, whoever contribute in the nation, I will not delete that. That's the one chapter. But another chapter here is something else. So whoever contribute revolution, chapter with is clean. Like it doesn't give you, that means when you fought, now you want to use another trick here. Really, SPLM, believe me, it is just a name. It is a name. I respect Pagan. He's a good man, but I don't think so. We'll move forward. because there are a lot of
Charles,
signatures here.
then I don't know if you really hear my
I got you.
voice.
I
Yeah, the
got you
question
about
here is
election.
between the election and the round table, because we as a citizen we need to make up our mind which one we should support. Should we support the round table or should we support the call for election?
Most of election it will come from the revised agreement. Those who were in the agreement there, they're the one who can call the election. So it is not be the citizen. So if their peace is going good, they want election, let's go with it. They say, hey, we are still behind, let's hold for election. It is up to them. So that one I leave it there because there are some technique, there on the triple agreement is still behind a little bit. First of all, you have a displaced people in the country. People are still in display, they never came out. Secondly, you have refugees outside. Thirdly, you have the process itself. So there are some technique there, need some process. And that's why I don't want to touch it so much about it. So I leave it to the reply peace agreement, those who signed the agreement there, Brother Well. But I'm just saying here, as real SPLM power, it doesn't have so much power on that. Okay? Those who were peace, they are the one who can decide whatever they want to decide. They want to run election in Bill Farm, PJ1, it's up to them. That's their own. But I'm just showing the pressure of the SOMA here. This where the round table here will work. Round table will be shakal akwad, Junubi. And Sabara laid out, Ajarum and Dari Kalamuna, these are the things can be laid out in Parliament. Period. Dahjata Parliament. For what I see here, be careful, look here terrible. If you listen to them carefully, people are looking two things here. People are looking the nation to have a tribal war so that the United Nations can interfere very soon because you already have United Nations inside the country. So a lot of leaders they are looking for that to happen. That's why it is my soul Gulugal al country fi khutura. Khutura shinu? Where the khutura jai min where? But that's what these are the tricks. People are pushing, let the tribe fight. So it would be easy for United Nations to interfere. Me, as a person who was in liberation, I cannot accept United Nations to take over. أخير سلفكير وديك وباغان يمشوا وخلي الجنوبيين تاني نجي لكن هذه United Nations عشان يشيل لنا الدولة بتاعنا and I already know what happened in Congo here. No, it will not work. It is better للجنوبيين يشيلوا leader ديل برا والدولة بتاعهم ما يدوا لل UN. So there are so many languages there, yeah, brother. Well, on this, people are pushing Kalenuero Denka Shakar or Kaliga Tani Shakur, and that will be very good for them. But you know what? It will not happen because I know this time you been Fatah or Yunum. Mafizo Tani follow blind Tan any leader. You been Fatah or Yunum Tamam. Anybody says it will not happen again. Revolution in time. So it is time now for sharp, which will sharp then. It's time for you. While Umar Mama, Umar Tawfiq, whatever, my Prime Minister, how old is he? It could be anybody, one of us here. Why did we follow those who are 60 or almost they are going to 7? What they're going to fix? Haji Umar Mama, if it's Sabata, Sana, if Yamushu, the Wade Pagan to Juru, Yamushu, Umar, Mavi, Haji Mama, if it's Zamandukul. We don't do it. The same will do. Self out the same to the react. So let us divert. Then Shabab did Nagai Raglu Bhutan. But don't allow foreigners to take over. Foreigners might take over, but round table is not a solution like in Sudan. It is a waste of money. Like it is a waste of resources. This is what I can contribute there.
Thank you so much, Charles. Brother Tofik. Now you're the only man left standing to defend the
I
topic.
think I've been waiting. I've been quiet. Could I mind to speak, sir?
Sir, Baba Africa, you need to close your mic because there are people who've been here way early before you. They had been asked questions and they have not answered. And so it is time now to answer the question, and then we will come to those of you who just join us. We need to be fair. Tofik, we will let you up here even if you answer the question because you represent the real SPLM here, and the topic is about you guys. Tofik, take this with you, then answer the question, and then you can go ahead and ask Nasruddin. Tofik, your leader, Comrade Pagana Mom, the leader of the real SPLM and the spokesman of the non-signatories, South Sudan opposition group, released a press release. And in that press release, he highlighted what was supposed to be the topic in Rome. Among them, the eradication of violence in the country, the reform of security sector, the round table, the governance, and the accountability. When you look at the RRCs that brought Riek Machar and his group into the government now, some of the things that are topic in which you guys are advocating for are already there in the RRCs. Accountability, which is a topic, which is agenda that you guys are advocating for in Rome, is part of the peace agreement. It is there in the RRCs. Governance is there in the RRCs. Security sector reform is there in the RRCs. The eradication of the violence, that is what the RRCs is all about, because the RRCs was an agreement to end the conflict that started in 2013. So it's a part of the topic too. That means that almost 80% of what you guys are talking about in Rome are part of RRCs. Brother Tofik, what is it here that you think, if only you guys talk about the accountability, the justice, the reform of security, the governance, why do you think if you are the one that signed it with the government, that is when they will be implemented? When Dr. Riek Machar, Nas Jibril Yaude, you hear them, they cry here all the time about those kind of stuff. They already signed those. So why do you think you guys, Salva Kiir, because you guys signed the same thing that Dr. Riek signed with him, he will honor you over Riek Machar? Why is that? So take the mic, and then please go ahead and ask your question later on after you answer this question. So take it.
Thank you for your question, Wall. You have asked a valid questions, and the question asks itself: if these things you mentioned they have already been put in place by the artists, or they already have been mentioned in the artists, the question is, has all these things been implemented? The answer is no. All these things have not been implemented. There is still insecurity in the country. People are dying everywhere. There's guns that are not accounted for. It's everywhere in the country. So that means the country and Juba regime has lost directions. And therefore, the non-signatory group, they're justified in calling for eradication of the violence. These violence are the violence that are being sponsored by the regime through tribal alliance or through regional alliance. And that is wrong. And that is a means of destroying our social fabric as Junubin. And therefore, as non-signatory groups, they are justified in putting this in their agenda and call for it. So if these things have been implemented, and not to forget, let us put this in mind. The birth of a roundtable is a direct result of the failure of RCS partners to implement the peace in good faith and also in timely manner. That is why there's roundtable. With RCS, President Kiir been violating the peace agreement since day one without accountability.
Hold there, don't run away in a funny way.
You asked me a question. You asked me a question. I'm answering your question.
We're coming to you.
Would you
Don't
not
worry.
want me to answer? Then
That is why the
because
mic
if
will come back to
you
you.
were cutting me off, you were cutting me off.
That is why the mic will come back to you. Because Nana Junubin and a class Tibna, when game a little ganta, I'm a little politician. And that's exactly what you're trying to do here. You tell us, convince us, Dr. Yak and Kir, they fail to implement the eradication of violence, and that we will do it. Give us that inter atakun ahsan. Convince us that you guys, because of you guys, it will be implemented. What is it that you guys are going to do different than what Dr. Yap did, Tofik?
If you would allow me to answer a question, finish the question, and then you ask another question, I think this will be fruitful. The audience, your audience will learn from it. But if you are cutting me off, then the audience will not learn, and they will not be satisfied with the way I answer the question because you are cutting me off. right? We are not being professional? Are we doing this only to make ourselves look good, or we are doing this so that our Junubin will see where are our strengths as
Instead of complaining,
secondary groups?
instead of complaining and judging my moderation, just want to respect my moderation in the way I'm doing it and let the audience judge us. But you answer the question, please.
I will not answer the question if this is the way you are doing like that. I will not answer. I will not be able to answer the correct question you're asking me correctly if you are putting me in this position, because you're supposed to give me the respect where I will complete one question first, and then you will follow up with the second question. This is how the moderation is done. I'm not trying to correct you, but I'm telling you the way
When
you
it
are doing it,
when
the
it come
audience
when
will
it
not
come when
benefit
it
it.
come to your room, do it that way. But for here, let us do it in this way, because the reason I stop you guys.
Hello, guys. I'm about. Hello, guys. I'm about to close down the studio at Facebook and YouTube Live, and then we will continue discussion on Clubhouse. So thank you for watching and listening in. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.